Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar, and welcome back to another unofficial H3 waiting room. We have a few things to talk about today, a few things from the Reddit, and a new WillyMac video. After he came on the podcast, it was clear that we need to see more from WillyMac. He knows how to do the deep dives into people like Hassan. He's willing to put in the hours to watch the shitty content. And all you have to do is watch my shitty content. So, but before we get into all of that, let us first look at Instagram, because I have a few things I want to talk about. Starting off with, AI is getting fucked. I've been seeing... Hello, everyone. But I've been seeing a lot of these Bigfoot vlogger Instagram posts. These AI Bigfoot posts.
Jack kept blowing me up, so here's the full low taper fade tutorial, and let's lock in on this cut. Here's the setup, and it's janky, but gas. Step one, you wanna line it up? Nah, we eyeballing it, boys. Okay, that was aggressive. We're cooking now, though. Boys, drop a comment if I'm doing this right. This might look gas.
This fade's looking like it got done with a weed whacker.
Boys, I ain't losing hair. I'm gaining visibility. Boys, last one to comment the gas pump emoji gets my blueprint for free on how I make these videos. Link in bio, and let's run it. Boys, Fred better have some glue because I'm not getting this hairline back. Nah.
And obviously there are things that you can see that are issues, like the mirror being on the wrong side, certain things. You can kind of clear it, like obviously Bigfoot isn't real, things like that. Gorillas can't talk. But it really just makes me think that within like a couple months, we're all fucked. We're all screwed, and we are going to be the Bigfoot vlogger. We will become one with the Matrix soon enough. The singularity is happening.
I'm done. Y'all not seeing part two. All right, chat kept blowing.
It's actually, and then I saw this. I just thought this was funny. It's Minecraft IRL. The thing that was really getting to me though, is I started like fucking around with some AI music, and AI music, it's taken off. It really is. Here's some samples of some stuff that I made with AI. Because I was just like putting in random stuff, seeing if they can do like tap harmonics and different things. So here's an acoustic thing that AI made. I was honestly surprised. It sounds like a MIDI. It sounds like, you know, it's being, it's probably done on a MIDI or whatever. But if someone was making beats, I feel like this could at least be a way for them to like come up with new like chord progressions or new not just beats but instrumentals too. Like you could probably copy an instrumental like note for note and it'll sound decent. But here's this. This one doesn't have any lyrics because I wanted to just try an instrumental. And I don't care if it's like, oh, nobody's going to listen to that privately. Nobody's going to want to hear that. I don't care about that because this is just like, it completely gets rid of the need for like ambient music. Like Walmart, Target, they're not going to be paying for these things, like these, licenses anymore. They're just going to fucking use AI. It's going to be insane. We're screwed. We're officially screwed. I'm telling you, AI is just, they're taking our jobs. They're taking our jobs. The problem I see with automation in general is the fact that automation is supposed to like lessen, like like the requirement for human interaction. It should improve our lives in totality, not just like independent like situations. Because yeah, having automation in the self-checkout line feels a lot faster. It is nice, but we have to realize that people are losing jobs through that. So, and this is just adding even more, where editing software is probably soon going to have AI implements, because Photoshop already does. Well, how soon until they add like a full, Premiere AI editing software where you can just throw in your clips and it'll create a video out of it. Don't worry. The way I see it is like this. Regardless of what job you have in the moment, all you are doing is building legitimate skills for later on. And where AI might become more popular, there will always be a counterculture that will encourage like human-based product. Because obviously this is a poor example because we're moving so far ahead. I'm talking about this for too long, but I just really wanted to get this out because there was that competition where some guy beat a bunch of AI by doing his own Photoshop work or something like that, and then created it in a piece that replicated AI enough where he won the competition. And obviously they called him a cheater and this and that, but I think his point was to prove that AI isn't as good as what humans can create. But at some point, humans can't create something like this. But here's another example of a song that I made. This one sounds like mythical dwarves making music in the mines.
Fresh decays, a crimson tide, bones to dust, in shadows we reside. Echo scream from life's last breath, music found in the arms of death.
That uplifting part got me. Shout out Kitten Pillar. Just popping in to say hello to all the regular schmegulas before I go get married. Shout out to the family. Shout out to you. All the love, all the peace and love getting sent your way, so you can have a beautiful, blessed day. But listening to that AI song made me realize that AI vocals are getting a lot better, especially when they're more gravelly or have a bit of, like, if you're doing something that's supposed to have auto-tune already, it can kind of be misinterpreted as auto-tune rather than being AI. It's pretty crazy. I'm genuinely on the ropes with AI. And honestly, I don't think AI is as much of a problem as it is a new tool that people that are in industries need to learn how to utilize. Because like I'm saying, it might make a video editor where you're able to make an amazing video, but you would still have to be an individual capable of using the AI software to be able to, create videos. And then your video production would just be at a higher level. But yeah, we move on. I keep seeing like jokes where people say that ever bring it up because I went on one podcast once. It's not the one that that's not the one that I'm talking about, because our episode never came out, and it kind of pissed me off because this was like years ago when I was involved in some music stuff, and our episode never came out. Annoying. But there was another podcast that was related to that podcast. It was basically like this, where they just rent out a studio. And it looks super professional, but then the guy would ask questions like, so like, would you rather be Batman or Frankenstein? Would you rather fight Batman with Frankenstein on your side or fight Aquaman while trying to get a date with the vampire's daughter? Those are the type of questions he'd ask, and you'd assume that you're like, oh, that actually sounds kind of funny. That sounds like maybe he's like a new Nardwuar or something. It gets old very quick. But here's an example of a podcast like this where they just don't know what to talk about.
Bumble Rap, I feel as it's its own category now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And people are fucking making fun of it. I think that shit's dope as
Bro's high as fuck. Let's be real.
fuck. Because they still rhyming. They
Yeah.
just mumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's all with the flow, right?
Yes, sir.
You would know. Shit. Yeah.
You would know? Shit. And I'm not talking down on these guys. They're real ones, you know what I mean? Look at this. Look at this real podcast right
They
here.
could just pull up a fucking beat on your phone.
Oh, they're just always
You know what?
rapping.
We're gonna pull up a beat and you're gonna do this shit live.
Random beat, freestyle.
I suck at freestyling. Y'all gonna make me do this on live? Man, that's crazy. Okay. There
Hey,
we
it's
go.
chaotic.
You're crazy.
Alright,
You
then
can't.
if I'm doing it, y'all are doing it too.
I ain't
Sean
doing
gets
it.
to go
I can't.
first. Yup, y'all are gonna
Bro,
try. If
I
I'm
ain't doing that
it,
shit.
If I'm doing it, y'all are doing it too.
You're the rapper. They could just pull up a fucking beat on your phone.
Great content. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, what is this setup? Like, what the fuck? Why is this so quiet? You know, shout out OG Real Talks. You know, they're doing it for real, for real. And here's another example of a similar type of podcast. Oh, I think this is AI, right? This has to be. Real Talks with OG Sean. Do we think this is an AI image, yes or no? But here's Authentic Ginger Clothing. What are the other three? Blue Eyed Devil Podcast. The fuck? I didn't realize that's what it was called. And then Raising Dad, the podcast. So these guys, these boys, do a podcast, and I'm pretty sure it's this one where their dads basically like produce the whole thing. So their dads are like off to the side, like, so what do you guys think about that though? So let's get a little taste of what these young bucks are coming forward with. And again, no hate to them. It's hate to their parents.
And there's some people that don't even know their background, don't even know their culture. Yeah. Like, do you relate to any of that? Kind of.
Kid's got some wicked hair. Love it. This is what he's a little curlier than me, but this is what mine looks like when it grows out.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Being
Because sometimes I get excluded, for
for
hair,
different.
but yeah.
Yeah, I get you. No plans.
I actually, after winter break, I'm going to like a cabin in the woods.
I liked this clip. He tried to ask like a very pressing question, and he's like, I'm gonna go hang out with my family. We're gonna have fun on vacation.
For like a couple days with my family.
And there's some people that don't even know their background, don't even
And that's why he's gonna go hang out with his family to learn about his background.
know their culture. Yeah. Like, do you really?
Ethan's basement was a sad departure. I hope there's AI Ethan. AI Ethan went rogue. That's what happened, right? AI Ethan went rogue like AI Ian. And now he's a snarker. I shouldn't let this sit for too long because this guy's pretty creepy. So let's play it. This is Chandler Smiley. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Chandler Smiley on Instagram.
Hey, Donald Trump. I was talking to God, and they suggested maybe you and I should go into business together. I think I was talking to Ivanka, and she's on board. She'd come and visit, and like we could talk about it. But you're kind of making things crazy, dude. Could you chill a little bit? Maybe have some rice and beans, please, and an apple, maybe some peaches, or not the canned type with the syrup, just like a fresh peach. Just go pick the peach off the tree and eat it. You know what's crazy is like you guys have never actually lived free, have you?
Hey, you don't know me. I go piss outside whenever I want.
Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump, you've actually never been
Oh, them. Probably not.
free. You've never been without the security detail. You've always been in the locked door.
It is giving Cynthia from Rugrats. It's a good observation.
Of the boardroom. It's the poorer than the homeless man on the street.
I was gonna say he looks like Doc from Back to the Future. Looks like Doc Brown after a bender.
Because your whole life is owed to the bank. I mean, I've spent days just walking on the beach alone. Nobody there but me. Just It's amazing. Right? Completely free. Nobody knows where you are. Nobody touching you. Left my phone at home. Completely free. That's wild.
I stand with Chandler Smiley. Chandler Smiley for president 2028. 2020 for the rest of humanity. Here's a little palate cleanser for us. Oh yeah, that's music. That's why I had it. Okay. He almost got taken out by this white car, but it doesn't matter because his friend took him out. Oh my God. But look how close he comes to this white car right here. This is absolutely insane. Oh, how did it not take out the back wheel or something? He's trying to drift. Should have tried a little harder. My God. One more time. One more time for the fun. It's like, did he not see the corner? I guess probably not. He's behind the truck. What am I thinking? He didn't see the corner coming, so he's just like, I'm going to have some fun. We're on a straightaway. And then immediately hit a sharp turn. My God. Okay. You know how much we love underground rap on this channel. Thank you. Chat more. Keep chatting. Chat all day. This is it's Lil Nate from 210. This is Lil Nate. That Lil guy is a good rapper. Shout out Lil Nate.
On some real shit, riding with a steel clip. Play around, you get deal with. I ain't got no feelings. I gotta get this money, man. I'm really money maker. For what they be saying, man, they really funny taker. Been up on some shit, yeah, I done been up on a crime. People they be.
See, I don't even want to say this is funny because I saw a video recently of a grown man. People were like, he's 16, he's 17. He looked like a fucking grown man. Even if he was 16, he was beating up like a 10-year-old, like an 8-year-old. This kid looked tiny. And it's because the kid was throwing up sets and was dissing, people's dead homies and stuff. And then this guy literally dragged him through a parking lot, this little kid, and was like stomping on him. And it was a crazy video. And so when I see kids doing gang stuff, I'm like, bro, you're gonna just wait, I guess.
Be fake, they gon' switch up over time. They ain't real about they dimes, they ain't real about they paper. Been up on some shit, I'm a real money maker. They ain't real about they paper, gotta get the money. Man, this shit ain't too funny. Put up on his ass, he was hopping like a bunny. Ain't nobody tripping, man, you know what's a mo. Gotta stick to the code, I can't switch, no, I can't fold. Gotta stick to the code. I got love for my bros, 806 and 210. What they really wanna know, I get money out on phone, hey, for real though.
It's not terrible, but it's also like some like really generic rap. This, on the other hand, this is a rap rock. Drug Life by MTRO is a raw, introspective rap song that delves into the devastating effects of drug addiction. The track explores how addiction breeds a cycle of pain, resentment, and brokenness, capturing the emotional toll it takes on individuals and their relationships. With its gritty lyrics and reflective tone, MTRO sheds light on the harsh realities of drug culture and the personal struggles that come with it. This is why I'm not afraid of AI. Like, I fear it in the way of, I need to get with the times, I need to get better. But this was totally written by ChatGPT. And I just know, like, people don't know how to make ChatGPT speak in their own voice, you know what I mean? You got to massage it. You got to mold it into a mirror self so that when it speaks back to you, it's like hearing your own thoughts. Instead, this guy's doing this. Oh, fuck. Wait, I need to hear this from the beginning. It's too good.
For staying home, smoking pot, playing your Xbox and PS4. You're too lazy to get the car, you collect the pizza delivered at the door. It's a fatal flaw, believing that you're open society. It's an excuse for staying home, smoking pot, playing your Xbox and PS4. You're too lazy to get the car, you collect the pizza delivered at the door. It's a
Sights net on a whole nother level. Spilling my blood, selling your soul to the devil. The haters keep hating, stagnating in a cesspool. Welcome to a day of being locked up jail.
See, if the other kid did stuff like this, he'd be a bigger artist. Look at this guy, almost 8,000 followers.
It's an excuse for staying home, smoking pot, playing your Xbox and PS4. You're too late.
This is pretty amazing. Ooh, I want Ethan's kids to grow up and be in a kid rap group. That'd be amazing. Can they be like Crisscross? Can they be the next Crisscross? Oh, this was a little one too. So I see this this chick all the time. She's Porter. She's a Christian rapper.
This is the best, he's the one I boast. He cannot do less because he already did the most. When he died up on the cross. Victory is mine and it's not a coin toss. Jesus is the best, he's the one I boast. He cannot do less because he already did the most. When he died up on the cross. Victory is mine and it's not a coin toss. Jesus is the best.
I love the scream at the end. That's what gets me. But I saw somebody else, and for a second I thought it was her, but they're actually really good, and it's just a little boy. He's just a young boy. Young Sasha. So this is young Sasha.
I should probably be studying, and some of y'all too, but there's fun things to do, man. I'm still a teen. I'm just trying to be the greatest y'all seen, even though the game is the most depth than it's ever been. 2 words, listen up. I got no love for the industry, it's just corrupt. Look at those parties, ain't that some twisted stuff? I guess fame is addictive once you get a puff. So let me testify. I know I'm blessed, but I'm stressed inside. I need some time to just rest my mind so I can find stuff that works for me. Murder the game way before I get my first degree. I don't got a criminal record, but I'm still making criminal records. Shout out to Death Row. I've been that dude since Looney Tunes and Elmo, and now I'm making tunes without taking an Elmo. Calm down, Sash, you're too hyper. The game's encrypted, so they sent me to the cipher. The kid had to fight just to get this high. Now I'm waiting for the day that I can touch the sky. Gotta testify.
I thought that for a second I thought this was that girl, and I was like, oh, she's getting a lot better. But then I realized it's just young Sasha. Yeah, the hat is what makes it that much more fire, and young Sasha knows this. The hat's part of the aesthetic. Forever and always. It has to be. You're into some I just saw Hot Mulligan, so I was like into some Midwest emo. Even it's like on the cusp. Lil Baby takes Jack Doherty's chain. Then he begs for it back after the club. I need my chain back, bro. I need it right now. You're not taking that, bro. And then Lil Baby took it. Has anybody heard about this? This honestly made me go crazy. Like I was laughing my ass off when I saw this, because he got robbed for his other chains. He got robbed for like two chains that were like $300,000 or something. And Lil Baby, he just takes it off of him. No one asked what your favorite band is, but I'm glad to hear. I mean, I'm not glad to hear, but it's nice to hear that it's Modest Mouse. You don't hear that a lot, so that's niche enough to be a good favorite band. Everybody else, drop your favorite bands in chat. If I had to go by specifically bands, it would probably be Andrew Jackson Jihad, just because I don't listen to a lot of bands nowadays. But also, what else? I like, I listen to more independent artists. Like, I learned about Kimya Dawson before I even saw Juno, actually, but I learned about the songs from the Juno movie. So I learned about Kimya Dawson. So one of my favorite artists is actually Jeffrey Lewis. And Jeffrey Lewis is like a small acoustic guitar player from New York who did songs called The Last Time I Did Acid, I Went Insane, and Roll Bus Roll. Some pretty good stuff, if you know it.
Get money, get money. I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money. All I do is get money, get money, get money, get money. I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money. I just make a whole bunch, I get money, cause all I do is get money. I need the money, and they don't stop it. I was gon' fight it, that's what my book is, I don't like them touch it. Here's a rapper, yeah. Every other day.
I'm sorry, Jack, but you have to lose the chain, but gain some street cred and just start firing on Lil Baby. Like, you should have, he's up above you, you should have tried to throw like one huge fucking overhand because he took your chain. You gotta stand up for yourself. You don't have security in the club? You thought their security was gonna take care of you? Bro,
I need my chain, bro. Bro, I need my chain, bro. No, bro, I need that chain, dog. No, bro, I need it right now, dog. Bro, we're not doing, no, bro, you're not taking that, bro. What? All right, bro, it's on camera. Like, wait. Like, what? He thinks he can take my chain and get away with this? Hilarious. You gotta be for a YouTube video. There's no.
Paul Barabow. I've actually never heard of him. I'll check him out. See, I'm seeing some good stuff in chat. Beach House, Grateful Dead. We're not some posers out here. We're not picking the most generic things. Some are some classics, you know what I mean? Some are some hits, but that doesn't make them too mainstream. But yeah, so that I don't even care to know what the follow-up is. Did Jack Doherty get his chain back? Is he fine? Whatever. It was just funny that Lil Baby really ran off on his chain, because he probably just it was probably like, here's the thing. Do I think that he robbed him? Probably not. I think honestly he was probably just fucking with him, took the chain, maybe gave it to his homie and forgot because he was high or something, and was like, I'll call you later, we'll get it back to you, don't worry. But like, do you really think he's gonna rob you? Like, I don't know, maybe. That's also possible, I guess. I guess I shouldn't put it past him, you know. People rob people. It's fun, I guess. This is Catface Guitar. He isn't actually an old man, sad to say. I thought he was for a second. But he's pretty good, and he does this character for most of his videos. And he actually sells these guitars, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Go get a Catface Guitar. By Catface Guitar. Did Paul Barabow and Kimmy Dawson do that one album together? Okay, yeah, I've heard his songs with Kimmy Dawson. I've never listened to him independently, though. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. The name just didn't stick out to me at all. They're popular for a reason. Yeah, Blur, Arctic Monkeys, and Tame Impala. I was a big Arctic Monkeys fan, like when I was younger. I really haven't. Are they still dropping stuff? What are they dropping recently? But here's another little. I don't know. I'm just a really big guitar guy. I love guitar. I love the sounds of guitars and drums and trumpets, instruments. You know what I mean?
If I was a store, I'd be good little outlet, putting shit in boxes, selling it for nothing. If I was your man, I'd do the best I can do. Take you as you are, if you take me as I am. Take you as you are, if you take me as I am. If I stop smoking weed, my dreams be more vivid. I might see you in mine's reflection. I could save my money, my room just might be cleaner. You're the cure and I'm the fever. You're the cure and I'm the fever. And if I was a fish, then you'd be my river. Keep me moving, keep me breathing. If I was a drinker, you'd be my liver. Make me sweat, Lord, make me shiver. Make me sweat, Lord, make me shiver.
This is what non-Americans think American music sounds like. I mean, to be fair, this is kind of what like strictly American music sounds like. Everything else is kind of like influenced by other stuff, but this is what you get with just some old guy in like, you know, the backwoods with a guitar or a banjo playing you something like this. And that's kind of, I've always liked folky stuff. I think that's probably one of my favorite genres. See, I'm just really, I'm weird. See, I like BLP Kosher too. I'm into rap, I'm into folk, I'm into punk rock, I'm into bossa nova, because when I was a lot younger, what I'd always just call it is elevator music. I was really into elevator music, and I realized most elevator music is just adaptations of bossa nova tracks. So I'm actually a big fan of bossa nova, but yeah, folk is one of my top genres. I love banjos. They're just fun. Yeah, folk and bluegrass are just mwah, chef's kiss. And here's a little drum solo for you by Adam Lorenzi. God damn it. There we go. Yeah, that's my favorite song. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above. Wait. Oh yeah, with wisdom, power, and love, our God is an awesome God. When I went to the store earlier, and some little girl was in the basket in front of me while I was checking out, and I just hear her go, "Jesus loves me, this I know. For the Bible tells us so, little ones." And she just started singing that song, and it made me smile. I was like, okay, I'm not a Christian. I'm not like a devout religious person, but I do like to see some spirituality impressed into children, as long as it isn't too aggressive. Or we just listen to this. And this is the OG of OGs, El Patron Dia. I don't speak Spanish. God damn it. Okay, here we go.
Pasa que le encanta el ruido del patrón. Muchas gracias a todo lo que da.
De Aguililla, Michoacán, el patrón.
El patrón.
Su mérito. Actual modern day classic. He just invented a new classic just for us, for the internet. But yeah, we're gonna move on to a few Reddit posts I have set aside before we watch the Willie Mac video. We've actually been moving along all right. I'm proud of this. Let's delete that group. I don't need that anymore.
So I have a few things that I want to point out just because it bugs me every time I see it, because so here people finding out Addison Ray has an Israeli boyfriend. She's dating an IDF soldier. Yeah, so, sorry guys, we were just enjoying some really good music. Back to the fucking back to drudging through the shit. Drudging? What? I forget. Whatever. She's dating an IDF soldier, you guys. He's Israeli. When you're 18, it's mandatory to serve. I don't understand this. Someone just pointed being legitimate. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Listen, if for me, I wouldn't date Israeli, especially if they're not outspoken about the genocide their country is committing. This is what I'm talking about when I say that we need to not just talk about anti-Semitism, talk about the high levels of xenophobia that are happening, where people are literally saying, do not associate with Israelis, do not talk to Israelis. Don't, like, it's just so fucking weird that it's like, why is this allowed in any way? You cannot say this about any country and like create a monolith of a people. It's so strange. And they'll probably argue. I'm not going to put words in their mouth, but I would assume they would argue, well, I'm saying if they're not outspoken about the genocide. So what you're saying is, I'm going to assume you're a bad person until you prove me wrong. Like, I'm going to assume all Israelis are bad until they prove me wrong. Like, what the fuck? I do not get it. Ethan and Elish should know it's not just them. Apparently, anyone who is mildly aligned with someone Israeli is going to be immediately criticized no matter their stance. Also, by the way, the next comment underneath was asking if they should stop supporting her. Dating a colonizer is an interesting choice. And the same thing was happening to Mark Riier. Mark Riier, IG post. He's a legend. When will this toxic, hateful ignorance end? We love Russia. You're a Zionist, Ukrainian dog. Fuck you. That shit will be on your head one day, F-slur. Fuck you, idiot man. I was a fan before you did it. Artists can be talented but incredibly stupid. Do music and don't get into politics. Man, how could you be so stupid? Huge disappointment. The fact that I'm getting flooded by hateful, aggressive DMs for posting a little picture says a lot. You can criticize a country's government and still love its people. How is that so hard to understand? Responses like this are very sad and frankly indicative of where we are as a society. This attachment or identity to government and military is bizarre and concerning. I completely agree. And needing to hear this from Mark Riier, the fucking insane, just the insane music, improvisational musician, if he's having to tell you this shit, come on guys, what's going on? Zionist Ukrainian dog. What the hell does Ukraine have to do with Zionism? I didn't even think about that part. I was too I'm sorry, just all of these is this coming from the right or the left? How can these people consider themselves progressive and be using the F-slur? Don't get me wrong, we all get heated while driving. Don't get me wrong. When I'm playing a little video game, gamer words might come out. But I'm never letting them hear me. This is all internalized. And then I look at myself afterwards and go, you disgusting animal. I look at myself in the mirror and go, you fucking monster. These are the thoughts you hold? These are the ways you move around society? But yeah. Sending that to someone is just insane. You get my point. So someone approached Hassan at the protest to talk about Ian Washburn. And I will say, I found this a bit cringe.
Fascism is colonialism and imperialism turned inwards.
Yo, I'm looking for IDubbbz. Have you guys seen him anywhere?
IDubbbz?
Yeah, Ian Washburn.
I don't think he's here, man. What's up? What's your name? Mark, nice to meet you as well.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good dude. I like him a lot. I don't think he lives here, so.
I guess I was operating on outdated information. Great to see you out here, man.
See, the reason I'm hating on Hassan at the protests is because Hassan is pro violent, extreme activism, extremist activism. he is in favor of people like burning trash cans and shit like that. And I know this because his fan base are in comment sections saying things like, well, and I realized I was dumb when I said this either earlier this week or the other week, because they keep bringing up like, oh, they didn't say give me liberty or give me peaceful protests. They said give me liberty or give me death. And they were fighting, you know what I mean? And I don't think I made that clear enough when I was saying that. Like, they were fighting and killing people to gain their, you know, what they wanted. But they also had like a clear motivation and like a clear political aim. Whereas a lot of the time protests end up becoming their own like small little factions of grouped people that just end up acting in their own individual ways, and they're not stopped by the surrounding protest. Where if you see some guy trying to light a fire in a trash can, as a protester, you should be running up to him going, what the fuck are you doing? You're gonna make us look bad. Like, I don't even give a fuck about burning, oh, this building burned down. I don't care about their property. You're gonna make the fucking actual like movement look bad. Like, optically, it's just stupid. Regardless of how you feel about like the actual moral weight of the decisions. But this person said, no, the protests are good. No, I totally agree with you. The protests are good. But I think that part of protesting is holding each other accountable and making sure that you're doing peaceful protests. Because all you're doing is emboldening the other side when things like riots happen, when they were literally breaking into like shoe stores and shit. Like, it's not a lot, it's not happening all the time, and it's all in a condensed area, yes. But regardless of the spread of it or the amount of it that's happening, it should still be like looked down upon in the eyes of like actual protesters. I agree that well, here, let me get to this last little bit and I'll explain something, because it's just a funny thing to me. Hassan got he got his global entry revoked. They were like, you can't have a pre-approval. We're gonna need to make you do the normal TSA line, because I don't know what the actual reason was. I didn't look hard enough to find the actual tweet. Occasionally, they gave him multiple reasons as to why, though, and the applicant has been found in violation of any customs, immigration, or agricultural regulations, procedures, or laws in any country. The applicant is the subject of an investigation by any federal state. Yeah, see, like piling up lime cars in front of cop cars, great use of civil disobedience, but lighting a fucking Waymo on fire doesn't help anybody. You know what I mean? And I think that's the main thing, is it's just optically, people like Hassan don't care about the negative like impacts that extreme protesting has, because obviously the police cause friction, where and especially in these protests. My fiance was telling me she saw a video of like them shooting at each other, like the Marines and like the different, I forget what faction, you know, what groups it were, but like the LA police, the National Guard and the Marines are all there, and they're not all on like the same agreed side. You know what I mean? So it's like, of course, that's gonna cause panic and cause more outrage. But I think that it's still a matter of like how they move forward from there. And then this was something, and this is kind of why I was waiting to talk about it fully, because platforming terrorism on Twitch has consequences. My son, 14, has been radicalized online and purchased a Hezbollah flag online. What should I do? I did think this was kind of funny, because I was just like, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if it were the police, the ones who set the cars on fire. That's what happens in protests in Buenos Aires. See, I'm not assuming that it was a side or the other. I'm just saying that if anybody is burning cars, people shouldn't be condoning it. Like, you know what I mean? And people like Hassan are condoning it. They see it and they're just like, this is just what happens. This is what happens during protests. And that's the part I'm against. And that's what I'm saying is, yeah, like, what Fransman said. Even my friend in Norway, who has no fucking interest at all in this stuff, had heard about the protesting and only knew there were crazy and destroying shit. But that's the thing, is it's not brainwashing. It's just what is going to be like publicized. What are the things that are going to be pushed out? I wouldn't even consider it brainwashing. It's just people don't care that much. They see a headline and they go, oh shit, these people are going crazy. I doubt that person would even like go as far to say that like, oh, the police need to come in and stop them. They'd probably be like, oh shit, that's crazy. They should deal with it. They should figure out how to deal with it. And again, Soul, I'm not coming at you. I'm not trying to, we just have a difference in opinion a little bit. So it's good to have these conversations so we can try and meet on a middle ground. You know what I mean? But let me continue with this. I did find this a little bit cringy because if this is a true story, talk to your child. Don't just be like, should I call the police? They're 14. Have a fucking conversation with them. But my son is 14 and has been radicalized online and purchased a Hezbollah flag online. What should I do? I'm scared to call the police about this until I know exactly what I should be doing. I've noticed that my son's online presence has grown increasingly radicalized over the past years. His mother and I limited his screen time and took his phone away at bed. But we recently had a package shipped to our house which we believe is the flag of Hezbollah. We've confiscated it, and he's had a meltdown. Phone and laptop are completely banned now. What should we be doing? Does this flag need to be destroyed? I don't think confiscating all his stuff is going to make him feel like he's like oppression is less real or something. And I mean, that's not even like the argument you should be having. Is it's like, it's not even to say that oppression is bad, it's not even to say that oppression is good. It's about what is a justified means of retaliation. But is there some kind of government or NHS scheme that can take him on urgently? My wife says there's one called Prevent, but I don't know how we access it. We discussed a psychiatric referral with our GP, but the wait list is almost 6 months long in our area. We can't wait that long. Maybe instead of Reddit, go talk to your son. See, I don't even like going to therapy. I'm sorry. If your kid has to cry and scream for 3 hours straight in your face, eventually they're going to tire out and you'll be able to have a conversation. Eventually, you whittle each other down until you can have some kind of meaningful conversation. And obviously, not a lot of people are trying to have meaningful conversations. That makes it worse. But here's the thing that got me. But Mom, it's got a fucking AK on it. Isn't that cool, Mom? It's got an AK. And I thought it was funny because they're making fun of what Hassan said. How Hassan was like, my favorite flag is probably the Hezbollah flag because it's got a fucking gun on it. It's got a gun on it, bro. That's sick. And it reminded me of when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I literally did a project on MosambBeek because the flag had a fucking AK on it. But the difference in the MosambBeek flag and the Hezbollah flag is Hezbollah is doing it like, and maybe it's not all of them, but the way it seems is they are like an extremist like militia. Whereas the MosambBeek flag was brought about after their independence. So after they had gained independence. And the symbolism is to represent knowledge, like agricultural through the hoe, and then the bayoneted AK is meant to represent defense because they had to defend. And MosambBeek is even going through crazy shit right now with their recent election that people think is like a fraud and stuff. Like there's all types of stuff happening, but like that is different than the Hezbollah flag, which is literally like it says on it like what are the texts? Party of Allah, then surely the party of Allah are they that shall be triumphant. The Islamic resistance in Lebanon. And again, I don't think that having an Islamic government or something is bad. I just think that any type of religious extremism is really bad. And the thing that really confuses me is people that are like, Israel shouldn't stand as a Jewish state. Why does it need to be a Jewish state when there are so many like Muslim states, Islamic states, like, you know, Islamic countries? There's so many governances that, like, in the same way that America is a, like, what's the term? I always forget. What do they say when they're talking about like music and stuff? When Christians are talking about like music, I can never remember the word. He kind of looks like a Black Ops 2 calling card maker. See, and that's fine to separate religion and state, but I think that most countries choose like a religion not as, because it's, why can't I remember the fucking word right now? What do you call it when it's like music that isn't religious? Secular music. Like, most countries are secular countries and just use religion as like a backing for their moral foundation, but that doesn't mean they're giving credence to the actual religion's like fact claims. You're arguing with your kid about why she can't wear a long sleeve shirt tomorrow, while other people aren't talking to their kids about why buying extremist flags are bad. Yes, secular. I don't know why I could. They're musical people. It's so true. Thank you everybody in chat that reminded me. I don't know why it was hitting me, like why it was why I couldn't remember. But yeah, it's like the difference in these flags is drastic, and this one also has an AK. Like the difference in the symbolisms. So if you want to love an AK flag, I mean, Mozambique's a little bit better. They were like, I did the project so long ago. Yeah, Portugal. They got their independence from Portugal in 1975. And that's why they used the AK as a way to show their defense of their independence. But yeah, that was all I had to say about that. I just thought that, and that was kind of my point, is that I think that more people need to talk about the ways in which extremism are brought about, and like, we need to quell all of those thoughts, because, I mean, really, what is the benefit at the end of the day? Who are we helping? They're just musically gifted. That's the true thing. It's 95 degrees Fahrenheit. That's fine. We got people where I live going out in like 110 wearing like a sweatshirt and jeans. They're like, oh, I don't want my hairy arms to show in my middle school photos. If we're being honest, the yellow Hezbollah uses is atrocious, zero contrast. That's very true. It's like they didn't learn about complementary colors. They never learned how to do complementary colors, so they just used the first two that came to mind. Mozambique plagiarized my... Okay, you keep getting me with that, and I don't know why. I just love the idea of someone playing Black Ops, making something, and then going like... Someone's like, why do you have the Mozambique flag as your fucking... as your card? What are you doing? It's like, oh shit, what? But anyways, we move on now to the important stuff. IDubbbz' career is over, featuring Hassan and Noah Samson. Hassan Pecker. By the WillyMacShow. The WillyMacShow. Don't forget.
What is happening right now? I'm seeing IDubbbz and Noah Samson add like Ethan receiving human skulls in the mail is just a funny meme.
Oh?
Your opinion on the skulls, and did you send them?
I didn't send the skulls. I don't know. I thought the skulls thing was kind of humorous to hear that. Especially when I heard that they were like from skulls.com or something like that.
Oh, here. Sorry, before we move on, we're talking about flags, so I need to see the Sri Lanka flag. Oh, that is a fire flag. What the fuck? Yo, can we change the American flag to this? This is badass. Triangle flag. Triangle flag. There it is. I know that's not what you meant. I just wanted to look it up. It's Hassan Parker. He looks like a human skull. Oh my god, you guys are getting me today. You guys are actually fucking getting me. He does look like a human skull, but his teeth are falling out. That's why he got the gold one. He's rotting away. I'm just joking. He got it for fashion.
Especially when I heard that they were like from skulls.com or something like that. That made it funny.
Just a death threat to a father, a family.
Yeah. Was it a death threat?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no.
Yes, the threat is motivated on your community slandering Ethan as a racist who loves genocide. The threat so obviously is, you don't know who we are, but we know where you and your family live. I thought Ian would be empathetic towards this, since he thought Sam Hyde was gonna kill him for no reason.
It was the craziest thing because Anissa said to me, she's like, Kate, you don't understand. Ian and I both believe that Sam Hyde would really come and find me and would actually murder me. So that's the reason why we have to take all these precautions.
There's a documentary, I don't know if it's a documentary, whatever, a video essay someone made about why IDubbbz hates Sam Hyde or something. It was something like that. I was thinking about maybe watching that, but because I'm honestly interested in that like whole debacle, but it isn't, I don't want it to become the Ian show, you know what I mean? We're talking about H3 related content. This is just tangential. See, this happened on the show.
And I was just like, are you sure?
I'm coming to kill you! I was like, I think the guy's a millionaire. I was like, I don't think he's gonna risk his freedom to kill you.
Meanwhile, 2 low-level staffers at the Israeli embassy were killed in the name of stopping a genocide. The same thing these guys accuse Ethan and his family of defending. But Ethan's crazy for being worried.
No, this is a hallucination. I will say it once again. If I don't think it's appropriate for someone to call CPS on Ethan Klein, why the f would I ever think it's appropriate for someone to kill Ethan Klein? Are you stupid? Of course, that is insane.
No, but you'd still praise them and hop on streams with them. Bad Empanada is encouraging people to continue to make false CPS calls to Ethan and Gila. He's acting like it's a big joke.
Hello, is this Child Protective Services? Yes, thank you. I'd like to report a case of endemic dog infestation, and it also contains 2 Zionists, and as we all know, Zionists are baby killers, so I think this is a very dangerous situation for the children, given the dog and the Zionists keep those kids safe.
This might be funny if it wasn't actually happening. This guy is also a serial doxer. He's died.
I was gonna say something about him, but I mean, just let him, look at him. I don't need to say anything.
Doxing people on Twitter right now as we speak. It's so wild to me that we have this group of people that have devolved into this mentality where lying is completely okay. Hassan's biggest fan account is spreading the lie that Asman killed his mom. Just makes it up. Even Frogan, the least relevant Hassan groupie, is completely lying about her past statements, saying veterans deserved PTSD.
I'm a live streamer as well. I know being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak, and that is exactly what happened whenever I said the thing about the U.S. military.
Bro, you didn't misspeak. You were serious.
I will never have any pity for any soldiers. The U.S.
See, I wish Sam Hyde wasn't so racist pilled. That's my thing. I wish he wasn't so anti-Semitic pilled. Like, legitimately, Sam Hyde just seems like one of those people that actually does have, like, lower... Like, he thinks lower of different peoples. Like, you know what I mean? But then he tries to hide it all in jokes to, like, whittle away at his, like, groupies until they're like, yeah, I guess. Huh. Because, I mean, how often does it happen where you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, the only thing I'm okay... Like, the only racist humor I'm okay with now is from South Park. Because they really do make fun of every race. They really have done it all.
Military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
She lives
She literally said based about her own take. That was a misspeak too. Just saying. She was just misspeaking. No, we can't do brown noise again. I was trying to listen back to the episode, and it genuinely sounded like a fever dream.
It was in Michigan, by the way. And then you doubled down the next day laughing at what you said.
And they posted it in my head. I'm like, base? Base?
These people are such cry bullies. If you aren't 100% with them, you're against them. A Twitter account posts that Hassan was banned for a day. Well, Hassan frames them as an agent of Israel. Hassan replies, every blue check power farmer is an Israeli dick rider on this website. This guy didn't say
I'm sorry, I'm genuinely at a loss right now. Why did he say this? You're still using the fucking site.
anything. All he did was report your ban. And you have a blue check mark.
But apparently they're Israeli Nazis too, because I see so much anti-Semitic racist shit on Twitter. I barely go on there now because every comment section, when I try and look for like dissenting opinions, see what like the, criticisms are, it just ends up being racist shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Frogan sees Asman speak mildly about political content on Twitch. In Frogan's eyes, he's discriminating against her.
If I wanted to optimize ad revenue, you know what I would do? I'd ban politics. The odds are that me and Hassan and Tectone and Frogan and Denims and Central Committee cause 90% of...
I won't take that away from you. Sam Hyde can be very funny. That is true. I will say, it was a fucked up bit. Let me see if I can find it. Fuck, is it on the... There was this... Yeah, recently Sam Hyde just literally did blackface. I don't know if you guys saw that when he was just like, I'm fucking... He was pretending to be... It's so racist. I can't even think of the real name now because it's just so like devoid from my mind. He was trying to be Steve Harvey is what he was supposed to be doing. Like a game show Steve Harvey. Look at that. Fucking insane. But that's way worse than Harley's Shaq face. I just love that I can look up Shaq Harley. That's all you need to Google. And it comes up. Shaq on a Harley, and then Harley as Shaq. What's worse, this or Sam Hyde's blackface? You decide. But there was... Oh, fuck. I'm not going to be able to find it. It was a bit with one of his, like, buddies, and they were doing, like, what the fuck is up with... What the fuck is happening in Palestine and Israel? I saw them Jewish cats hopping off the porch. I saw that shit on Twitter. It was shit like that. It genuinely made me laugh because I was just like, Jesus, this is fucking insane. Like, sometimes it is just so, like, crazy that it makes you laugh. Sometimes it is actually funny, but sometimes it really is just so crazy. Because I was like, God damn. Like, while talking about, like, people getting bombed and shit, like, in their comment, like, people in their comment section, but they were making a video like, them Jewish cats were hopping off the porch. I saw that shit on Twitter.
Of the PR problems on the entire website.
Honestly, facts. Rogan tweets, you consider me political because I wear a hijab. I am not like you and don't make political content anywhere, but typing a tweet once in a while. What reality is she living in? No one mentioned your hijab. And now we have the newest rising star in Hassan's orbit, IDubbbz, who's consistently used Creator Clash as a way to shield criticism because it's a charity event.
It's disappointing and it makes me sick to see him, like, using the event as a way to, like, attack me back or whatever.
The new management of Creator Clash 3 revealed that Ian and Anissa were taking 34% of the profit from this event. Was Ian really concerned about his charity possibly failing, or did he only care about his bottom line?
Don't worry, Hila. I'm not gonna blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified.
No, yeah, it was with Jet. That's his name. Yeah, it was with Jet. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Of taking accountability for anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet...
Can we also talk about this statement right here?
For anything Creator Clash related, I know...
Bottom line.
Don't worry, Hila. I'm not going to blame you guys for anything Creator Clash related. I know you're terrified of taking accountability for...
I'm not going to say that it's your fault because you don't like to take accountability. That's you saying that it's their fault. It's like each sentence is another hit to his head.
Or anything, so that will rest solely on my shoulders. But I can't speak for the internet. The internet might actually blame you guys for it.
He thought he was cooking with this. Since then, Freddie Wong seemingly dropped out of the event. After seeing Ian drag Creator Clash through this drama, both the fighters from the main event dropped out of Creator Clash 3, blaming Ian for it. The event went from an arena that hosted 20,000 people to one that has a capacity of 4,000. Irreparable harm has been done to this charity event. Everyone rightfully blames Ian and Anissa, but the funniest part—
no, actually it was Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein made a response to Content Cop H3H3, and that is actually the precipice of the failing of Creator Clash. Don't look at Creator Clash 2. Don't look at how that one went. Think about the now. Also, I don't think people are... I guess everybody is talking about it enough. Creator Clash 2 failed, partially because they didn't do enough promotion. Why was that like the least of their worries this time around? They did like no promotion for it. I know everybody's talking about that part, but it just seems like in contrast to them having just failed an event because they didn't promote it well enough and didn't like get enough funds like donated to it. Like, come on.
Part is it's barely a charity event at all. Ian responded on Reddit, "We restructured so the funds for our charity partner would be raised on Tiltify, separate and apart from the actual event. The Tiltify is essentially when you go to Walmart checkout and ask you to round up $1 for charity. That's the extent of the charity aspect. People joke that this event would be a disaster like TanaCon.
He's saying the event is going to be worse than TanaCon?
But TanaCon's problem was that too many people showed up. For this one, there might be too many folding chairs. Yes, this is the actual venue. To hear him cry about, oh, this charity event's getting ruined when no pay-per-view sales, ticket sales, or profits from concessions is going to charity is a whole nother level of dishonesty."
What was the charity for? Like cancer research, or I don't even remember.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like
Stand Up to Cancer.
Cancer is bad, comes below, I don't like this guy. And I'm going to talk about not liking this guy before I talk about cancer is bad. Because I don't...
The level of like just, I'm sorry, again, I hate to use disparaging language, but the level of oh my god, I'm turning into an idiot. The level of stupidity is actually like graining on me. Like, why would those things be like independent? Like, why do they need to be like completely void of each other? Or I'm sorry, they are completely void of each other. Why are you trying to act like they're connected in some way that you need to care about one over the other? I'm sorry. Like I'm saying, this is literally like destroying the like synapses in my brain. I'm going to forget English here in a second.
I don't really care about either, but I'm more likely to make videos out of that guy, and whoever gets in the way of that, even if it's kids with cancer, fuck them.
Noah, do you not know cancer is bad? Are you unaware? Oh, sorry guys, can't criticize Ian. There's this crazy disease nobody's heard of called cancer. This has been a disastrous event. It's worthy of criticism.
The way I see it is I think the common defense from the other side would be something along the lines of like, don't use charity as a shield. But I think they completely missed the point that it's like, it's not a shield. It's just like, hurt me as much as you want. You know, it's basically saying like, you do not have a case. You are not winning. You are not hurting me. So you're trying to find other ways to hurt me. You are like, you're kind of by attacking this other thing, by triangulating this other thing, you are kind of by attacking this other thing, by triangulating this other.
Bro, you need to just shave it bald. You need to go bick the dome. This hairline is fucking insane. It's not just receding. Look at it. It's like a sine graph.
Other thing. You are proving
just tattoo up the dome too. Just I told my friend this. My friend's balding, and I told him, you just got to shave it and then tattoo your head up. And then you look fine.
Nothing's working.
It'll make him look like more of a neo-Nazi, to be fair. So maybe it's not the best decision for him. But, I mean, it's better than this. People always talk about the M, like having like an M hairline. He literally has a mini M in his hairline. His receding hairline has a fucking receding hairline. This is astounding.
You know?
Yeah.
And
oh man.
Yeah, oh man, that was completely retarded. Your own fighters are dropping out of the event. You think it's all malicious? They just want to hurt you? All of this genuine criticism is just a lie to you. Here's Wade, one of the commentators, talking about how misled he was.
You're telling people it's a charity event. Stop telling people that, because it's not what it is. That was the whole issue with the lack of communication behind number 1 and 2. That it's a charity event, charity event, charity event. It's not a charity event. It's a boxing event that you are perpendicularly associating with a separate charity that has nothing to do with people buying the boxing event. I was a part of the event and didn't know any of this. I didn't know where money is going, outside of the fact that I was offered and said no.
Ray, one of the fighters, didn't understand that this wasn't a charity event.
Those of you that don't know, I'm going to be boxing in Creator Clash 3 in Tampa, Florida this June 28th. I'm very excited. You can grab your tickets now. In-person tickets are on sale, and pay-per-view tickets are on sale as well. You can go grab pay-per-view tickets now.
No, I've seen a Widow's Peak before. I know what a Widow's Peak is. His is insane. His is like a Black Widow's Peak. Like he killed her.
Proceeds from this event are going to Stand Up to Cancer.
That is just not true. The proceeds are profit for the organizers. Only the Tiltify money goes to charity. What was Ian's response in his newest video? Well, it's just a miscommunication.
I have felt extremely handcuffed by Creator Clash these past years because I'm not an expert communicator, and I don't know how to convey things, not over communicate, not do all these things that potentially put the event at risk and put other people at risk. And that's kind of why I wanted to step away from this event. It feels like it's inhibiting my ability, like the business side of things, like inhibits my ability to communicate openly and effectively, especially when there's so many people counting on me to do that well.
You don't have to be an expert communicator to let people know that this is a for-profit event. The new people that took over made it clear in just a few lines on the transparency page of the Creator Clash website. When things evolve, each new iteration is supposed to get better, like phones or tools, not Creator Clash. The 4th one's gonna be held in Ian's backyard. But the best phones or tools, not Creator Clash. The 4th one's gonna be held in Ian's
Is this AI?
Backyard.
I think so. Is this AI?
Get better, like phones or tools, not Creator Clash. The 4th one's gonna be held in Ian's backyard. But the
I think it is. I'm sorry. I'm getting hung up on I get hung up on the most random things in these videos.
Best example of evolution might be Exter Wallet. Exter is innovating the wallet game with a slim, slick design, a button that makes all your cards easily accessible, and a finder card so you never lose your wallet again. I think we all have a friend or dad with a wallet that looks like this: big, bulky, ugly. If you sit on it, it gives you a back pain. And as big as it is, I still lose it. And with Father's Day coming up, we don't have to live this way any longer. Now I just pull out the Find My Phone app where I can see the exact location. If you move too far away from it, it gives you a notification so you never leave it behind. And if you get too far from it, you can even ring it. It's slim, convenient, and water resistant. So whether it's for your
someone steals your wallet, doesn't realize what happened, and then they hear it beeping, so they just throw it on the ground and start fucking stomping on it. Whew, it stopped.
Or a Father's Day gift, Exker is the wallet upgrade that everyone will appreciate. So go to partner.esker.com/WillyMacShow and use code WillyMacShow to get 50% off your order. Thank you, Exker, for sponsoring this.
Lonerbox thought the same thing. Because isn't that like I've seen that image before, and I was trying to remember if there is a video of it or something. It looked like AI. That's funny that Lonerbox thought the same thing. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as an original thought. I take all my opinions from Papa Gut. Don't say the R word. I love my wife. You know, the usual.
This video
was revealed with the change of ownership that Anissa and I, because we're 1/3 ownership of Creator Clash the business, that we were getting 34%.
Were you? Or was that a little Freudian slip and you are still getting that money?
of the profit share. We weren't anticipating this event doing well. Like, we wanted to do well enough to pay back the investors, of course. So that's one of the reasons that we were, okay with the profit share thing.
So you guys were expecting it to fail? That's why I think it's so cowardly you guys bailed out of this event. Doesn't it seem like he made this content cop to get bad press so he could drop out? It's interesting how it took till now for moves to be made to make sure this event isn't a complete financial failure.
But another part of it as well is that the contract wasn't structured in a way that the profit share could just directly go to charity. It was told to us, like, you could just donate your portion of the profit share to charity after the event. So we were like, okay, fine. Now, I know some people will find it hard to believe that Anissa and I were just going to give our portion of the profit share to charity. There's nothing I could really say to, I think, convince.
Why even bring this part up? Like, why even say this to be like, I know no one's gonna believe me, but it's true. Just don't even say that then.
Some otherwise. It was up to our discretion at the end of the day.
The reasoning is so weird. We took profit knowing that the event would fail, but if it somehow succeeded, we would donate that money anyway. You just have to trust us on that. Why not just have that in the contract? Instead of it going to you and Anissa, it goes to charity.
Because he said in the video actually that his lawyers told him that that wasn't going to be possible for some weird reason. I don't see, again, I'm with WillyMac. Why couldn't you have it go to some fund, some kind of other thing where the money would then be at the end sent over to the donation? Like, going to your pocket seems weird. It does. Especially, like, show us the contract then where it says that you will be receiving this percentage for the express purpose of a donation, see that the event succeed. Like, you know what I mean? There's definitely ways to prove it that he just doesn't want to do or can't.
Can it not be written in? Am I missing something? Brother, you and your wife aren't exactly known as honest people.
I'm very happy that, this year money is being raised for charity, and I'm glad to know that it's already more successful than year 2. Mission accomplished as far as I'm concerned.
That money wasn't raised by you. It was raised by Hassan reacting to Ethan's content nuke. If you don't host your event at all, that money still goes to charity. You've done nothing.
Go figure. The white guy 8 years later is like, I think Anita Sarkeesian was kind of onto something. There's a lot of assholes on the internet, and they're kind of misogynistic too, I think. It's crazy what a little CTE or the love of a woman will do to you.
Whenever you're around Anissa, you look like an abused dog.
I just want to ask you if you've always been shitting your pants.
No.
Because since I've known you, you've always had, like, IBS. You've always been shitting yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to
spend... Oh, he's at a cafe. Burton, has he always had IBS? Ian's just looking like a shriveled... You look like the grandma from SpongeBob. The chocolate grandma. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what's happened to Ian. He has zero confidence. He doesn't even know how to speak for himself anymore. His boxing coach is telling stories on how Anissa tells Ian when he's hungry.
One time we ended sparring, and afterwards everybody's hanging out, and she walks up to Ian and she goes, "You're hungry."
Yes.
And then so they had to leave because Ian...
To say you're hungry too, is it that hard to just go, I'm hungry, let's go? I got hungry watching you fight, let's go. Low-key, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, let's go, babe. Let's go, that sounds good. I could go eat now too.
Was hungry.
Do you feel like I speak?
Okay, I know he's got like caveman face on. I know he's just like intently looking at something. He's like searching or something.
Had to leave because Ian was hungry.
Do you feel like I speak too much for you? Like in this...
I don't think so. You know me better than, like, I think it's a weird,
Seconds right ahead, Alex Wasabi.
Well, I shouldn't say it's weird. The reason Anissa does it is because typically, whatever the topic is, she's filling in the blank. Because I don't say it for myself, I think, a lot of the times. My head's in a different space.
You're not kind to yourself. You've never been.
Why is that? You've never been kind to yourself has nothing to do with what he just said. Let's listen to it again.
Typically, whatever the topic is, she's filling in the blank. Because I don't say it for myself, I think, a lot of the times.
You know, my head's in a different space.
You're not kind to yourself. You've never been kind to yourself. And you'll never share, like, if you're in a room with a bunch of people and people are talking about like what they accomplish or what they've done, you'll never ever speak up about that.
Does she change her diapers too? Now, I don't know how much weight to put into what this guy's saying. Maybe he's just angry and trying to get back at them for some reason. But now there's another story about Ian getting cucked, no meme.
I've heard is that she was hitting on one of his sparring partners.
This was the thing that got me. When I heard this, I was like, oh no. No. You can't do that.
And was obsessed with him and gave him a VIP pass to the event.
A lot of his sparring partners.
You've never been kind to yourself, and you'll never be kind to yourself. The only person I'm unkind to is you, Alex the Fiction. But honestly, imagine getting your ass beat, and then your partner is like, they did such a good job. That was awesome. You need to work on your form, but they were doing really good. I think they just bested you.
Passes, but she definitely had a big crush on one of the guys that would come in and spar with them, because anytime they would spar, she would just be super into it and watch every moment. And then even if he would like beat Ian up, she'd be very into it. And then
I want to say that I want to say that before. So Anissa never gave shoutouts to Michael training Ian at all, but she put out the first video of Ian like getting rocked in sparring when Ian was sparring with her crush.
Anissa allegedly flew out over 300 creators to the event with no requirement to promote it.
He's like, our brand is at stake. We're $500,000 in the hole right now.
I wish I knew that. I wish I knew that at that time. I think a lot of the fighters would have liked to have known that.
Harley as Keemstar is almost as good as Harley as Shaq. I'm telling you. It's like the first thing that pops into my fucking head every time I see Harley now. It's like I can't forget about it. I shouldn't forget about it, I guess. He shouldn't either. It's just like... And I have seen the Matan clip where he was explaining it. And it's so funny the way he just goes, I didn't know. I didn't realize it. I was just doing a costume for Halloween. Canadians know about, like, minstrel shows.
I don't think none of them needed to be in the dark about that, you know?
Their pay-per-view sales were behind and they were still spending money.
But they weren't honest about the fact that they were spending the money from the ticket sales on the hotel, on flying people in, on all these other things. So it was just like...
So those decisions, the gala decisions, were made while in the red.
Yes.
I have a question about that.
First of all, they rented the hotel for over 300 creators. And flew a lot of them in. When the first year it was much more scaled back.
Ian can't edit a video anymore, so he flies out Twitter editors.
And then the second year, they did that full hotel for 300 creators. They flew a lot of people in. One of the people they flew in was Froggy Tonic, and they flew him in from France.
That's someone that Ian's not even friends with, that he doesn't even know. That it's just an editor.
Dane.
And Froggy had told us that he was there to salvage the documentary.
Ian and Anissa haven't responded to these latest allegations, but they did defend their tattoos. Priorities.
Cool. It doesn't really matter what I do, because I'll always stay stuck as a fool. I'll never be cool.
It really...
Physique check. Right here, he's looking all right.
Cool.
But then, my God.
Haven't responded to these latest allegations.
But we should have known he wasn't training when this was his physique. Like, you could tell this is because he got a little bit of pump in his chest.
But they did defend their tattoos. Priorities.
Cool. This is his chest normally. The traps are going crazy. I will say his fucking traps are insane. It's like all he worked out. Where just it's kind of crazy.
It doesn't really matter what I do, because
like his traps are bigger and better than I don't even have traps like that.
Always stay stuck as a fool. I'll never be cool.
It really is remarkable how everything Ian says is projection. Donut Operator revealed in his podcast that Ian stopped talking to him because he made an OnlyFans joke.
He went to a range day with me one time. We used to talk a lot about content creation and stuff. And COVID rolls around, I get bored at home, so I make an OnlyFans where I'm showing my meat.
Really?
And, well, basically, I'm taking a steak and I'm rating a steak.
And see, that's the reaction that you're supposed to have.
Genius.
I thought it was funny. So I'd be wearing like just an apron. Of course, I'm wearing like boxers underneath. And I'd reach down and be like, this is my OnlyFans. And this is an A5 Wagyu from down the street. And I would talk about it. And I sent it to Ian, and he got mad and called me and like said I was making fun of Anissa, and like I wasn't. I just thought it was a funny bit because I was sitting.
Hey, it probably is genetics. Oh, were you talking about the traps? Yeah, the traps might be genetic. That man has never known a day of hard work in his life, for real. I think Ian's posture is bad, so it looks like he has huge traps. Oh, that might be it. That actually might be true. His posture is pretty bad. He is very like rolled over. That will do it.
Home during COVID, and
you'll never understand what it's like to be an ally.
Yeah, he like said stuff like that. Haven't talked to him since. That was like 5 years ago.
Over that?
Yeah, and I've like texted him and tried to reconnect with him. He just won't talk to me anymore.
Ian's response is to say, conveniently leaving out that your girlfriend at the time was pursuing OnlyFans, but you were too pussy to deal with the criticism, so you made a parody account. No, I don't want to be friends with a coward.
I don't know if I'll wait to see if WillyMac brings it up, but literally Anissa tried to encourage the fighters to do an OnlyFans as like a joke. But regardless of that, OnlyFans was never meant to just be, or I guess it is now, but it wasn't initially meant to just be like pornographic. It was originally, that's why DJ Khaled and Fat Joe had an OnlyFans, because it's like they were trying to get connected with their fans. We're on fans only.
How is any of that a relevant response? Should Donut Operator have uploaded a video like you did, talking about how intelligent he is for letting his wife do OnlyFans?
But I'm cool with it. You do realize there are guys out there in private right now jacking off to your girlfriend. But I guess it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
dude, the difference is someone using like their imagination or being a weirdo and using like an Instagram photo of a person in your life to masturbate versus you facilitating it. I don't think that it's wrong, but why are you trying to make like a moral distinction there? like they're not. Come on.
Ian wants to see it.
Let me have my hope, all right? I want to believe he's too intelligent for this. Intelligence has nothing to do with it, but I will say this. If you want to retain hope that I'm intelligent, this is the most intelligent thing I've probably ever done. Is revealing this side of me.
The bar's real low, huh? Bro's only real world experience was working at Legoland. This man just said it was the most intelligent thing he's ever done. Donut Operator, you're missing out. You could be Ian. The content cop has been nothing but a failure. It's done harm to everyone associated with Ian, so the new narrative is to hide behind the dead bodies of Palestinians. Act as if the content cop was about Israel-Palestine the whole time.
I even hate calling it drama, because at the end of the day, it was you kind of taking a stand of being pro-Palestine.
I was wondering if this was old, but now I see that it's a newer thing. What? I see it as you taking a stand of Then what the fuck does this have to do with Creator Clash? Wouldn't that mean that Ian was stupid for jumping into the political sphere when he should be focusing on his Creator Clash stuff? Like, come on.
Think that's drama necessarily, but the way that they have handled talking about this, people like Ethan and some people on Twitter that cover this make it about themselves so often, when that's not what any of this is about, you know. Like,
I'm sorry that I'm such a fucking nasty person who just wants to roll around in the shit.
There's people in Palestine dying every fucking day. I think over the weekend, just on Saturday alone, like over 100 people were bombed and killed.
I can show your tattoos in all of their glory, or I can show that your tattoo made it to the top of awful taste but great execution subreddit.
What was the impulse to finally take a stand?
Yeah, well, I think Ethan made it really fucking easy for me. I think honestly the only
Honestly, it sounds crazy, but I do think a lot of people think pro-Palestine is when anti-Ethan Klein. Like, people think as long as they speak out against Ethan, that's them speaking in favor of the Palestinian cause. Insane. That interview moment with Noah where he's like, a death threat to a father is stuff of nightmares. Those guys are so gone, very sad. Oh, I forgot to say this when I pulled up the Reddit clip. The reason I had showed that Reddit clip of Hassan, where he was at the... Let me see if I can pull it up again real quick. I completely forgot to make this point while I was watching it. This one.
Colonialism. I don't think he lives here. So.
Because this guy came up, this was cringe. This guy came up and was trying to troll. He was like, "Is IDubbbz here?"
I don't think he's here, man. What's up? What's your name? Mark. Nice to meet you as well.
Good job, Mark. Get him.
Don't be silly.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good dude. I like him a lot. I don't think he lives here. So.
I guess I was operating on outdated information. Great to see you out here, man.
Yeah, you too.
Also, H31.
Okay.
When Hassan goes outside, people tell him H3 wins, like H3 won. Ethan gets skulls sent to his house, and his crew members that are don't even speak about the conflict like love, get death threats in their DMs for just being associated with Ethan. So it's like come on, this is the difference in like the way that people see like these two. It's just crazy to me.
Thing that made me like second guess any of it was like how it affects like other people.
Ethan was mad because people were calling CPS on his children, and the content cop was acting like
it was just like it was funny to me that Mark did that, but it was also cringy because like, bro, like, come on, at least say something poignant. Oh, do we haven't? We don't? Oh, I thought you were saying we do already, but we don't have one. Oh no, there we go. Baldoni takes the L. Jared Leto busted. Busted. They got him.
Ethan was lashing out for no reason. But now that Ian's criticized, suddenly he's a big advocate for Palestine. The only time he talked about it is when he said Anissa's half Irish and half Lebanese, so that makes her an expert.
I'll say it for anyone who doesn't know. Anissa is half Lebanese and half Irish. For anyone unfamiliar, the Irish have been on the receiving end of a lot of oppression and genocide. On the part of the Lebanese, they've received a lot of oppression and attacks from the IDF. So Anissa is...
Even if keep yourself safe isn't saying kill yourself, even if that's not what they're trying to say, is that not a veiled threat regardless to say keep yourself safe? Like that just feels like a veiled threat. Like, hey, watch out. Hey, next time you're outside, make sure you're watching your back. You know, there's crazy people in the world. You know, you never know what might happen. There might be people out there looking for you. So just be careful. Like, what the fuck is happening? That's how we talk to people nowadays? Be an adult and make a threat. Come on. Don't be a pussy. See, I'm going down the Destiny route. They're about to clip this out. Because that's what Destiny was saying that when they were trying to be like, look what Destiny agrees with. This is what H3 believes because Destiny said it. Even though Destiny was literally talking about how people like Noah Sampson and IDubbbz keep on going like, well, you know, you're just, I don't know, it kind of just happens that way. Like, come on, man. Speak your mind. Let us know what you really think.
Very well.
That's pretty good. Just anytime anybody says, keep yourself safe, just respond, I am Willy.
Familiar with the propaganda and the shit coming out of Israel.
When called out for this by the entire internet, Ian acts like he's above it all.
Yeah, I'm like definitely a loser to like a huge swath of people online.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't really care to be a winner in their eyes.
I don't care.
Oh, I gotta kind of reconcile with my past moments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I relate in that way, but then I also relate in the way that it's hard. It's hard to be funny. And I can tell that bro really like admires like a lot of these comedians that he's had on his show. I think he wants to, you know, be...
Why is this flipped? Why is it flipped? Yo, Triller, why is my thing flipped? Yo, Triller, it's flipped. Yo, WillyMac, it's flipped.
Something special. I think he wants to be an entertainer, but like it's gonna take a lot of fucking like pain and hurt to actually discover who the fuck you are, because I don't think he knows who he is, to be honest. Like
it wasn't overnight, like me gaining my confidence back. And I'm still probably not all the way there, but...
This guy projects more than a movie theater. Yeah, Ethan should have followed your podcast format, where you hide all your new episodes on Patreon. They've figured out a way to argue that them making boring content somehow makes them a better person. I've subscribed to their Patreon, and their podcast was so mundane I couldn't bother to slog through it. This was the highlight.
I would say there's some options that you don't.
It being called the bog feels so like what were you expecting when the podcast is titled The Bog? Or no, okay, it's called She Ruined My. Wait, what? What is it called? Is it Bog episode 51? Or is it She Ruined My Career Extended? Or is that the episode name? Or is the episode name Grizzly Man Documentary Review, Audio Feels Only? What? Come on.
Don't think about as existing, especially when you're younger. I didn't think about how I could put an egg in my ramen.
Yeah.
I never considered that.
Yeah.
And it always felt like it was a little bit like lacking something. Like I wanted to put something like cheese in there.
Mhm.
But Fluffy put me on to putting an egg in there. I mean, he chefed it up quite a bit. He like.
Why do you say that like he knows Gabriel Iglesias? I assume that's what he's talking about, Fluffy.
Like lacking something. Like I wanted to put something like cheese.
There are 3 titles. Did it get changed?
Cheese in there.
Mhm.
But Fluffy put me on to putting an egg.
There are 3. This is what you're talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant for the H3 podcast. No, yeah, I'm so confused by this. I'm assuming it's called The Bog because of this.
In there. I mean, he chefed it up quite a bit. He like would go through the effort of like cutting up some green onions and stuff.
Yeah.
and putting
Oh,
it in
wow. He was really
Um,
chefing it up.
Yeah, I think he wanted to do more, and I think that's, to be honest, what a lot of like, I think that's such a positive avenue for people who are struggling with their weight.
How are they morally grandstanding on getting less views? They act like Ian's video saved the sex industry.
When the OnlyFans shit happened and everybody was shitting their pants about me having
Cheese and egg and ramen is goated. Ian learned about that around the same time he learned about empathy.
an OnlyFans, there were some content creators that suggested to Ian, like, the move is to make your own OnlyFans and go in there and fucking just start posting on OnlyFans and make it a big joke. And, like, that's what people want to see. That's what's going to be entertaining. And, like, yeah, we understand what the, like, politically correct,
Yes.
not politically correct,
Strategically.
the strategically correct move is. But for, in that instance, for the sex working community, that would harm them so, like, so much more than, like, it would help us.
That's the biggest frustration.
Why? That part I don't understand. Honestly, I think we need to bring the filmmaking back to the porn industry. Nowadays, we just have too many amateur films being made. Too many people where it's just like, oh, me having intimate, passionate sex with my wife. We don't want to see that shit. We want to see fucking pizza man fuck single mom with the gardener still trying to get his in, but he's going in, he's going out, and he's like they keep missing the pizza guy. She's like she's tricking them both. You know, some good storylines. That's what we want. So I think all of the vapid, non-artistic forms of pornography are what is bogging down the porn industry. Just saying. But again, this isn't coming from the mind of a producer. Only the mind of a consumer. So only take it for what it's worth. Porn's blocked in France. Don't you guys have like sex on TV though? Don't your ads have nudity and stuff?
Is that people don't really, it's like, I'm the one who made all of these videos in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the game.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like the suggestion of like
You're
making the
giving up the
OnlyFans
game.
thing a joke.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, that's so obvious
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
But the people who suggested that shit to me
Mhm.
are f***ing losers. If you're watching this, you're a f***ing loser.
Oh no, this guy thinks I'm a loser.
I'm gay.
Who would have thought that this would have been the peak of Ian's career? The biggest cope in Ian's video was him saying tons of people agree with him. They just didn't leave a comment or make a video because they're too busy.
I think all of the people who are like, who is like literally winning the argument and who is like presenting a better case. I think a lot of those people are just silent, you know? At most, they're clicking like on a video, but they're not gonna fucking put in like the labor to like make sure their guy wins or their girl wins, you know? They're just gonna fucking kind of move on because they got a life.
He's trying so hard to convince himself he's in the right.
Know that other commentary channels, regular people, when they're trying to get a temperature check about how people feel about this, they're gonna like, you know, if the like dislike isn't giving them much of a vibe, they are gonna go to the comments and they're
gonna come around. If the video doesn't work, if they don't believe the video, they might look at the like to dislike and they might not like that either. Then they'll go look at the comment section and see all the people hating on me. And it'll really, you know, it'll seal the deal.
You know, use that as a template for how they should feel about it. Not in all cases, but, you know, they want to have an understanding. They want to be tapped in, because I think a lot of people, that is like it's important. You know, I want to know what people are thinking about a video. But I think there's a big force of really loud people in the comments, and they scare people away. And especially if it's brigaded fast and quickly, like within the first.
I just find it funny because people always say this, oh, they're brigading my comment section, they're this and that. If there's a video, if I'm a fan of H3H3, or I'm a fan of Hassan Piker, and I see the opposite one make a video on the person that I like, there is a chance that I'm going to click on that video purely because I'm trying to get like a counter narrative and trying to see what the like other perspective is. It just seems like talking about brigading is when someone's just specifically saying, hey, go to this, and like it's what Bad Empanada does. When Bad Empanada literally makes videos and in his comment sections leaves pinned comments saying, make sure to go report this video. Report this video now. Like, bro, come on. But these are the guys
24 hours of it being uploaded.
Or maybe
I'm pretty sure Bad Empanada came on right after Ian, or at least not long after.
Maybe it's because your video sucks, but let's let him cook.
There's been a lot of people to put out commentary videos about Ethan, and they go bye-bye.
Like who?
Like they're like, this, I do not want the smoke, I do not want the heat. And even if it's like not genuine at all, it's like there are people out there in different communities that are like, I'm gonna get on this shit, and I'm going to make them feel like the internet's against them, and this is the fucking end of their career.
Bro, just name somebody.
Which videos are? I mean, do any come to mind specifically? About?
Low-key, no. I think Noah might have CTE too, because why did he just throw him under the bus like that? Can you name a few? Give me a few examples.
Bro, just name somebody.
Which videos are? I mean, do any come to mind specifically? About?
I mean, I think the left, or the snark, the H3 snark has like kept track of them. There was like one smaller commentary channel. I think they may have focused on like fucking.
Honestly,
like,
if a video purely, because that's the way I feel too, H3 last week, is that Madman, my man Madman, I watch the different videos to get different perspectives, and they always fail me too, because I'm like, if you honestly made a video talking specifically about Ethan's rhetoric and like saying that he uses like, you know what I mean, he like there are claims you could make against Ethan as like as a speaker on topics. Like you could be like, he's not effective politically because he speaks too emotionally when it comes to situations that he claims to care about. Whether you believe he cares about them or not, sometimes Ethan becomes aggressive towards the opposition, and you could definitely say that that isn't a positive thing for like the topics he speaks about. But again, you'd have to find examples. But I do think that that's probably something you could argue. But I think rhetoric is the thing is actually trying to like debate someone's like rhetoric or their like philosophies is always where a lot of like these people fail, because they just want to argue the facts of the matter, and 9 times out of 10 the facts of the matter are already like weighed down by like a bunch of other alternative narratives or falsifications of data and stuff.
Like Ethan's topics, or Ethan talking about Markiplier maybe? I'm not sure what it was specifically, but that one got nuked. There was a woman who made one. Oompaville was another one.
We got one name and it's Oompaville. Now, I like Oompaville, but he prefaced his video by saying, I don't know anything about the drama, I'm not going to look into it any farther, and he just sided with Ian on most things. He just says, I don't know the whole time.
I don't know. I really don't know the point of this video. I don't know what's going on. But it's very epic, though.
Okay.
A lot of calling out of hypocrisy, but everyone's always hypocritical. If you're speaking and you're critiquing things and you're judging people, you're always going to be hypocritical.
I find this so interesting. Why does this almost seem like a raw recording? Why is the like visual so bad? Because I do remember this, but I remember thinking this at the time. Why does it almost seem like this is like the raw footage that Papa Gut got? Like this doesn't even seem like it was the edited, completed video.
No matter what, like it's not possible to not do that.
I don't know what that means.
Apparently Denim's, I don't know if this is true, I'm not gonna fact check it, but this seems like
Incredible. 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 Hey guys, I'm gonna watch the IDubbbz video, and I'm gonna pretty much take all of it as fact, whatever IDubbbz says, and then any criticism though, I'm pretty much just not gonna fact check it. It's pretty cool, man. I love it.
When people pointed out how,
I mean, that's basically the XQC. He just says, "Whoa, that's crazy," in like full sentences. Whoa, that's crazy. Yo, dude, that's insane. Whoa, no way.
lazy his video was, he co-posted by saying he touches too much grass. Dude, you only had to watch like 20 minutes of the H3 podcast to get his side of things. Is that too much work for you?
Find his post interesting. Remove today's video. Why? Because I felt like it. I'm gonna start doing that more. I'm married. I can do whatever I want. Okay. Also, a lot of people expected a lot of research and taking it very seriously, and I can't do that while maintaining a positive mental state and touching grass and remaining employed, so I'm sorry.
He made a video that sucked and was called out for missing basic things like...
See, I've always found Oompaville a little bit cringe, but that kind of got me, bro. Come on. You're really going to be like, hey, bro, I'm just... Like, it was meant to be like a troll. Like, he was like, haha, I'm married. Married and red-pilled? Explain that one, brother. But then it's like, what about the valid criticisms people are making against you that you just didn't do any research? Because honestly, I think probably at this point, Oompaville probably has people doing his research for him. Like, he's a big enough channel. Why wouldn't
CPS getting called, but that's the only way you could think this content cop was...
Yeah, he removed it because he's married. That makes sense. That makes that... I don't know. That just flew right past me. I wasn't paying attention.
Good is if you're missing context. Ian's newest video is on how he doesn't like concern trolling.
Ultimately, concern trolling is just saying something in bad faith. It's very similar to tone policing or sea lioning.
Which is so ironic because all he did his entire video was concern troll Ethan and Crazy Make. Now, Ethan famously has Tourette's. So what's the most empathetic couple on YouTube tweet out now that he's become their enemy? Drugs? Okay, it's time for loved ones to step up for real. Parents, partners, someone. I'm saying this so genuinely. It's okay to ask for help. Please get help. I criticized Oompaville earlier in my video for chiming in without looking into anything. But that's the entire strategy IDubbbz, Hassan, and Denim's entirely operate with. You lie, and then you lie to get out of the lie while continuing to lie. And then you convince everyone who doesn't know what's going on that your critics are pro-genocide and are just crazy. The streamer watched an out-of-context TikTok thinking Denim's getting called a waiting room was because she wasn't pregnant.
But just some of the stuff that he says about women, too. I genuinely don't know how anybody even wants to work for him at this point. It's, like, actually insane. He's like... What did he say? I saw some clip of him saying something about a woman, waiting room. He called her a waiting room. Because she hasn't had kids yet. Huh?
Denim's gets called a waiting room because people wait in her stream until Hassan starts. It has nothing to do with her being a woman. But Ethan's sexist now to everyone who watched these TikToks. Even Meat Canyon, who's just trying to be down the middle, is helping Hassan because this is not a down the middle drama.
I don't think that either side's really that fucking, that fucking great, if I'm being honest. I feel like there's a lot of oopsie daisies, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. The problem is he has no... He cannot. He can never say that he's wrong about anything. That is the biggest. That's the biggest problem with all of these people. Nobody can just be like, I don't know. It is fucked up. This is fucked up. I shouldn't be overreacting to this.
I agree that this is a problem online, but it doesn't apply to Ethan in this drama. He's the only one that has corrected information when he's wrong.
Let me respond. I agree with you. I think that my characterization of it as a utopia, like in that moment, was distasteful, and I wish that I had said that differently. And I see that it came off bad. It came off bad, and I was wrong on that one. I totally agree. Watching that clip back, I'm regretful about how I spoke about it. And I think I did say that, and I think that was wrong. I was incorrect.
Yeah,
on
you've
that.
said that numerous times. You actually
I don't
said you
think about numerous
ChatGPT'd
times.
against AB when AB was like, I don't think that's correct.
Yeah, by the way, I that's something I looked into, and I was actually wrong about that for sure.
But Hassan and these other people will lie and then continue to double down on it. Some of these lies go back over 3 years. I've documented this forever. But one that I think is particularly relevant is that Ethan is this ultra-Zionist genocide defender. Sometimes it's because he doesn't cite an exact figure.
You compare the raw numbers, Gazans have lost a lot more than Israelis. 40,000 people have died, and neighborhoods have been completely flattened during this war.
The figure he cites is wrong. It's just wrong. Credible estimates have placed the full scale of the slaughter in Gaza at over 65,000 deaths due to traumatic injury alone.
But when Ethan's video came out, this was a common estimate given by outlets. Another time, Hassan disagreed with one of the 2 organizations that Ethan donated money to.
His organization that Ethan donated to and urged his fans to donate to is not a fucking charity. They gave money directly to the Atlantic Council under the false notion that they were giving money to a Palestinian charity.
But if you watch the original broadcast, this guy is completely transparent.
I work at the Atlantic Council, where I am a resident senior fellow, but also I run Realign for Palestine through the Atlantic Council, and I have a we have like our own standalone website, Realign for Palestine.
Sorry, I was texting my mom. The funny thing is, literally, Ethan is like the only content creator who admits he is wrong consistently, and I think that's one of the issues, though. Is when Ethan admits that he's wrong, too many people just start going, see, Ethan doesn't know what he's talking about. See, he literally admits he's wrong all the time. Not realizing that that's humility, and that's called, like, being honest. Whereas people like Hassan just like to keep doubling down until they can't double down anymore.
Palestine.org. There is a donate button. And yeah, so like you're certainly folks can donate there, but also I would encourage folks to consider the World Food Program has a Gaza Appeals page that is dedicated just for, here, I'm going to give you the page, that is dedicated for sending food just for Gaza.
Hassan even advocates for the same charity they promoted.
Yeah, the World Food Program is one of the actual humanitarian foundations that they link.
So Hassan mischaracterizes this entire situation and then crashes out, partially because Gila describes people living in Gaza as Gazans.
It's really crazy how Hassan just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
Oh my god. Oh, they're so gross, dude. They're such
It's just so stupid because I'm doing what Hassan, dude, that's so gross, dude. Dude, that's so gross. Because, like, if you were talking about any, like, group of people, like I don't know, you try and be specific. Yeah, maybe, oh no, she was neglecting to think about the West Bank. She must want all of the oppression to happen in the West Bank, but not in Gaza. Like, you guys, like, not you guys, but it's just so brain dead. Like, I don't get it at all.
Disgusting genocidal propagandists. Oh my god. Oh, it's crazy how Hassan doesn't want us to help the Palestinians. Wait, did she even say Palestinians? Hold on, maybe she did.
It's really crazy how Hassan just doesn't want us to help Gazans.
Oh, she didn't even say Palestinians. She said Gazans. Yeah. Here, another great way to figure out Ahmed Al-Khatib being a bad faith actor is that he calls himself a Gazan American. He doesn't even call himself a Palestinian American.
Why is he making it a big deal? The coverage he watches does it every day.
And again, we've talked about this like ad nauseum at this point because I think that it's very clear that he calls himself a Gazan to distinguish himself from Palestinian descendants so that you understand the veracity of this, like the claims that he's making. As someone who was from Gaza, experienced shelling from some bombs dropping by him and going deaf in one ear, and like he wants to distinguish that from people like Dating and Money 101, who also claims to be Palestinian, who says, I'm a Palestinian. I know I look Jewish, but I'm Palestinian, bro. I know I look Jewish, but I'm actually Palestinian. When you have people like that, the distinguishing between is somewhat necessary, I feel like. I'm telling you, my talking points are on the go. we've talked about all this stuff before. That's the thing, is Willy is like making it more concise, and I do like that he's put together he's showing like the hypocrisy, like the back and forth hypocrisy, which is pretty good.
The Gazans.
Thousands of starved Gazans.
The future of Gazans.
Gazan children.
They're pressuring the Gazans. Displaced Gazans. Hassan has tweeted it several times. Hassan himself has described Palestinians living in Gaza as Gazans.
There are definitely a lot of Israelis that do want the Israeli civilians to die, and certainly the Gazan civilians to die as well. The Gazans did not have access to... Oh, she didn't even say Palestinians. She said Gazans. Oh, they're so gross, dude.
But the biggest sin Ethan committed was not...
Oh, we should throw the poll up. My bad. Sorry, it's just an off day today. We're not supposed to be streaming.
Liking a slogan.
You were talking about from the river to the sea, Palestine.
Thank you for reminding me,
be
Beppis.
free. And
Okay, so like at worst, the worst interpretation of that would be like someone like Hamas or Hezbollah or like terrorist organizations who are like, yeah, we want to actually kill everybody there. That's the worst interpretation of it. I know that there's a lot of people, obviously, most vast majority of people who do say that don't want to kill all the Jews there, right?
There's such disgusting genocidal propagandists. Oh my God.
Does he really deserve that label? I'm sure there's plenty of things to criticize Ethan for, but these people are labeling him as something that he's not. He agrees with them on all the biggest points.
And the government of Israel is a colossal failure.
Yeah, depending on what the topics are, Ethan might be on time, but if we're just doing goss, I don't know. No thumbnail and 3 minutes. It ain't looking good. Unless they, for some reason, put up the, nah, they didn't. No post yet. No nothing. Ethan isn't even making stories, so we have nothing to go off of. John Mulaney is also getting hate alongside Mark Riier and Addison Ray. Again, it's spreading. It really is like spreading. It's like fucking venom. It's like venom. It's starting to fucking encapsulate everything. We're all getting... I'm covered in goo. Oh no, I'm covered in goo. How am I supposed to do this while covered in goo?
Netanyahu's a war criminal, a fucking psycho. Into the genocide happening by settler fucking lunatics, and they're hellbent on genocide, frankly, overtly. They've committed tons of war crimes in Gaza, including the killing of children, obviously, because Gaza is one of the most densely populated places in the world.
But who made them do that? Israel made them do that. I'm sorry. I know I'm just kind of being like super, I don't know. I just really hate the way people turn all of these things. Because it's like, now I know every one of the counter arguments that people make, and I genuinely find all of them to be kind of dumb. They're not helpful at all. Because you can talk about history, you can talk about philosophy, you can talk about the rhetoric individuals use, what we were talking about earlier. But it's just the way that people come for people's like their innate, it's just like Ethan Klein is inherently evil and bad. And so anything he says is a lie, because Israel is also evil and bad and could never do anything good by its people or for the Palestinians.
World. I'm told myself all the way to, outright saying that it's apartheid, that it's genocide, that the Israeli government is committing. What's happening in Gaza is a terrible humanitarian crisis that we should all care about. If you're pro-genocide, then we're definitely going to have a disagreement.
Bro, all of these comments on every video call him a genocide supporter because he doesn't like every single thing these guys say and do.
I don't know what's going on. But ever since October 7th, it's like I'm nothing more or less than a Zionist genocide supporter. Nothing.
Genocidal propagandists. Oh my God.
At what point are they just slandering him in the most cowardly...
Nah, honestly, those ones do piss me off the most. All the people saying, it was promised to them 3,000 years ago. It was promised to them 2,000 years ago. All the people saying shit like that, it's like, bro, have you ever picked up a Bible or a Torah in your life? Have you actually learned anything about Abrahamic religions? Or are you just spouting anti-Semitic propaganda? Like, it's so dumb. Like, genuinely. It hurts my brain every time I see it, and I want to go off on people. Like Papa Gut says, if you're educated on everything going on in the Ethan Hassan world, you know Ethan is right. But if you're not, then you probably have a life, and fuck you. You know what? I agree with Papa Gut on that one. If you have a life, go fuck yourself. What are you doing on the internet to begin with? Go back to your job. Go back to your kids and your family. We're talking about internet beef here. You remember EDP 445?
Part is they hide behind the dead bodies of Palestinians to avoid any accountability on this.
Also wild because the...
No. So I do need to talk about myself. I am going on a short break hiatus from streaming for about a week. Got some stuff you need to do, you know, the usual. So I'm very sorry about that. I'm going to miss most of the final week of the show, but I'm going to be back on Friday of next week, June 20th. I said May in my first post. Alex called me out on it because I was dumb. I forget what time period I'm in, but on Friday, we're going to do a very intensive stream talking about all the stuff that I missed. This is next Friday, not tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, Monday, or Wednesday. I'm so sorry. But I will be back on Friday, talk about everything I missed, and then I will discuss my schedule moving forward, because that's when they're going to go on break. Nah, but that's really the way I think things need to go, because I'm going to try and keep the H3 content flowing, but obviously as the show's not around, what we're going to be talking about is the videos that end up popping up that people make, stuff like that, stuff from the Reddit, things like that, things of that nature. But beyond that, I want to start delving more into the topics and stuff that I'm looking into. I'm doing my Secret Societies video that I'm working on. And then, you know, I actually am very interested in the philosophy of religion and stuff like that. So maybe I'll get more involved in topics like that. I know probably none of you care about that stuff. But if you are, stay tuned. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah. So yeah, I'll be gone until next Friday. But then we will be back on for more intensive, more focused, longer streams as well. Because they're going to be on break for 2 weeks. Gotta fill it with something. But don't worry, the goofs and gaffs will stay. That'll never stop. During a genocide, exactly.
The political content creator in question is an anti-genocide content creator, and the arguments they're attacking him for are anti-genocide arguments. So these creators, you know, they're positioning themselves in opposition to him and his arguments, de facto positioning themselves on the pro-genocide side. You know, anti-genocide is pro-genocide.
You know, since my channel is so small, I will just give the plug of, obviously, become a member if you really want to. I'll see video concepts faster if you become a second tier member or whatever and join the Discord. Obviously, I don't think people are gonna do that. If you want to just send me videos, send it to my Instagram @CapandQuasar, the same as my name on YouTube, and you can send them there. And I'll try and get to as many as I see. But yeah, if you want to send me topics, Instagram or the Discord, those are the best ways.
It's quite the precarious predicament they've placed themselves in.
He's twisting them.
I gotta be honest, H3, last week, you might want to wait. I was breaking down some Wikipedia stuff, but I need to watch the actual documentary still. I'm falling behind.
Self into a pretzel trying to explain it. You can't criticize Hassan, otherwise you're pro-genocide. It's so stupid. I watched Noah Samson's most recent video about Ethan Klein and Mudahar suing him for defamation, and I was blown away when I heard his explanation for why Mudahar is pro-genocide. It's because he criticized Hassan for his Houthi interview. One of the worst interviews in all of YouTube. I have an entire video on it. Go watch it.
Does he know what One Piece is?
One Piece, like, is that an organization?
No, One Piece is an anime.
Yeah, sorry. So I did the channel. I guess I should have explained this. I did the channel formatting like this. So I'm sorry for anybody that's a smaller member right now, because the way that the channel is set up is, oh, I can't do it from here. Basically, oh, here. If you become a member, Quasar's Cadets, you get access to the videos, you get access to some special emojis that I added. If you become part of the inner circle, that is when you get access to the Discord. The reason I didn't do it for Quasar's Cadets is because I don't want it to get spammed with haters that are willing to spend $2. So I felt like $5 is a decent threshold. So again, sorry for anyone. If you want to just send it to my Instagram, I'll look on there as well. We're a small channel, so this is just more for once I get a little bit bigger. You know, once I get my big boy britches, we'll definitely be using the Discord a lot more. But yes, that is a thing. If it's not active, talk to me on Instagram and I'll make sure that it's working.
Is it
Lofi?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes.
I think he hasn't spent much time with Chinese people, but one of the captain was Chinese, and he did qat with them, and he danced to music with them, and he was vibing. So he likes him. Yeah.
So what? I mean, what? That's so crazy. So they're just fucking chilling with the captains? Like, I don't understand.
To be clear, we're talking about a man they took hostage.
America's like America's like blowing them up while they're just like doing cat and fucking chilling with the captains. Like, how does he feel about that? Isn't that crazy? Like, I don't know how to describe it.
They essentially claim, you know, we couldn't have possibly supported a genocide because elsewhere we have said that we don't. We said that genocide is bad, so we are exempt from any criticism for any other things we may have said that do actually support a genocide. For this point, one of the quotes that they cite is Mutahar saying, "I'm not afraid to say that genocide is wrong." Wow, how brave of you, Mutahar.
He feels like he has to say that because you keep saying otherwise.
Aside from that being just false, Mutahar stayed silent.
What the fuck?
Support a genocide. For this point, one of the quotes that they cite is Mutahar saying, "I'm not afraid to say that genocide is wrong." Wow, how brave of you, Mutahar.
He feels like he has to say that because you keep saying otherwise.
Aside from that being just false, Mutahar...
It's just, I love that WillyMac put in that point, and then Noah Samson immediately proved him right by saying that. No, that's just a complete fabrication. He does not believe this at all. I know this to be factual. Look right here. Look at this image right here. Look at ooh. This is what Mutahar believes of the Palestinian cause.
Stayed silent on Gaza throughout the entirety of the genocide until it was time to join his friends on a Hassan bad smear campaign. If that's not fear, I don't know what you'd call it other than, I guess, cowardice.
That's it? Muta didn't make a video on the conflict? Pro-genocide. Muta criticized Hassan? Pro-genocide. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Muta was a Canadian YouTuber. Didn't realize he was the Prime Minister of Israel. This is the propaganda machine at work. Lie about people who criticize you. When you get called out, crazy make them. Support people who dox or falsely called CPS on them. Then when they respond to that, concern troll. Hide behind the dead bodies of children. Act above it all, even though they instigated it. That way everyone who's not paying attention will think you're the rational one. It's really dangerous to conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Semitism, but it's completely acceptable to conflate criticizing Hassan with being pro-genocide.
Again, I think the part that we need to start like honing in on is all of the people that are being overtly xenophobic to Israeli people, like regardless of their religion. Thank you, Beppis, for upgrading. Beppis upgraded to the inner circle. Again, hit me up on Instagram if there's an issue connecting the Discord, and I'll make sure that's it should be working. You should just need to link your YouTube to your thing, and it'll give you like the option to connect or whatever. And again, it's very small. We're trying it out. But if you talk in there, I'm gonna talk back. You know.
Probably get blamed for killing an entire school bus worth of children for uploading this YouTube video.
What you're doing with your platform is entirely negative against pro-Palestinian voices. Yeah, of course people are going to think you're fucking anti-Palestine. And I personally think that too. I do think that. The fact that while Israel is doing a genocide, a lot of these people have shifted their priority directly to drama slop and to attack people who call out Israel's genocide. We'll never fucking forget these monstrous pieces of shit for looking at a situation like the one happening, the one unfolding in Gaza, and choosing to never say anything about it, only to then make these fucking drama videos to call out the people who call out the Israeli government. If that's what you choose to do after 12 months, 13 months, 14 months,
I just love this framing because the way he's explaining it is a member for 1 month. Using this before I upgrade to membership. Let's go, Tiffany. Thank you. Or is it just Tiffany? Sorry, my eyes are too poor to read. But yes, you got to. Anybody that's paying for a membership, you get that after a month or whatever.
months of genocide, then you are less than nothing to me. Tens of thousands of children fucking destroyed.
But sorry, what I was going to say is, it's funny that Hassan is trying to frame it as if Ethan is only criticizing their views on the conflict between Israel and Palestine, because that is why, like, this framing is exactly why people think that Ethan is like pro-Israel and like pro-Zionist or whatever. When in reality, like, it's Ethan attacking the people who are attacking him. Like, in like, come on. And yeah, you can say that some of them are because of them using extremist talking points. But again, Ethan would do it on the right or the left, because who wouldn't talk about extremist shit? Like, if you're not going to talk about the extremism of your own side, then you are part of the problem.
Okay? I read accounts from a parent that felt fire for the first time, woke up, okay? Immediately grabbed her son, started running out of the house, and in the process didn't realize that her son felt a little bit lighter. He turned back around and saw that it wasn't her son that she was holding, it was simply her son's arm. Okay? That is the daily reality for Palestinians.
He's using a dead kid to shield valid criticism. It's so gross.
He just uses being pro-Palestine as a way to try to dance on this fucking tightrope where he gets to say whatever the fuck he wants.
That's you.
About what? Like, this is my point, is like, I'm sorry, Willie, you should have let him finish that point, because he gets to say whatever he wants about what? Like, what are you talking about? Because he's speaking up against extremism where you are not. Like, I don't understand why this is so hard to understand.
These people want diplomatic immunity. Can't criticize Hassan because he is critical of Israel. Can't criticize Ian because he runs a for-profit charity.
Ethan is the only person who gets a pass for torpedoing his own admission, torpedoing a charity event. Why are we giving Ethan a pass for saying he wants the charity event to fail, effectively getting the charity event to fail and to postpone, and for the original creators to divest from?
Nothing is ever these people's fault. Hassan can't get stopped at an airport without blaming his critics.
These fucking dumbass slop tubers are actually playing with fucking fire. And I even thought about not even mentioning this, because I was like, I don't want to give him any sort of like power over the situation. But like, the reality of the matter is 100% the Trump administration is inadvertently working with a lot of these fucking dipshits. These dipshits are playing a formative.
See, this is like, oh my God, why does Hassan not understand? I think he does. Like, that's the thing, is I genuinely do think Hassan is malicious at this point. Because how do you not understand what you're saying? Like, I'm so sorry. Like, what?
Is 100% the Trump administration is inadvertently working with a lot of these fucking dipshits.
The Trump administration is inadvertently working with a lot of these dipshits. When you're saying that they're working together, it makes it sound like there's more. I know you said inadvertently, but your fucking chat's too stupid to even know what that means, to be completely honest. So they're just going to hear like, oh, they're working together. Oh, they're working for the aims of Trump. Because two people can work towards independent goals and have similar prospects along the way or whatever. So you can think that or whatever, but call out what the actual like thing that's being supported is, what the policy that's being brought up is. Like, it's just so fucking, it's vapid. It is purely vapid. There is no substance to anything. It's all just pontificating on, oh, well, they're just working alongside the US government. Don't you see? It's all of the evil corporations working together against us. We must rise up, socialists. Do it. With your guns and your knives, fight off the police in your city. Like, what do we expect to happen?
These dipshits are playing a formative role in getting people in trouble with the law.
This guy lies so much in this video. It's comical. These people are such spurgs. Ryan Beard announces that he's criticizing Ethan in the upcoming video, and Hassan tries to gatekeep it. If you're a YouTube content creator who hasn't said dick about Israel-Palestine, and you're only now starting to let your critical positions on Israel be known, after 19 months of genocide since it's no—
Yeah, I looked at it quickly, H3 last week. I didn't see, is it because he's on a government watch list? I saw that they had given like a list of reasons that were like potential as to why they revoked his global entry. But all it means is that he has to go through normal like TSA checkouts, right? He just doesn't get like the pre-check of global entry. Because I know it's like that's even better than pre-check, but you get what I'm saying. It's like he just has to go through like a normie now. It's like, what? You've been saying some extreme stuff, so they want to make sure you ain't carrying extreme stuff.
No longer going to cause you severe career penalties, and you've spent a moment finger wagging at people who have been correct the entire time, I will absolutely come after you. So you just argue with people that agree with you. Argues with Ethan, argues with Ryan. I will absolutely come after you. You aren't gonna do shit. Oh no, Hassan's gonna react to Bad Empanada watching somebody else's video, and then get up and leave halfway through. I have a lot more to say about Hassan, but that'll be part of a much bigger video. So subscribe to the channel and buy your dad a wallet. Shout out to the homies over.
Do it now. Oh, we got a thumbnail now. Can we all just agree? Like, I've been saying this for years. Okay, guys. Who did this Photoshop? You couldn't have fucking just erased it around the hair, guys? Come on, love. What's happening here? I don't mean to hate. I love you. But you could have... What you should have done is use the... Use like a screen to mask it. It looks like you just tried to fade it out. What you have to do is you have to create an overlay principle on top of the text, and then try and put it underneath the hair. So, sorry, just a little thing. Thank you, Tiffany 2 Trill, for becoming part of the inner circle. I don't wanna. He's so creepy. He is so creepy. Was anybody ever on his side? Like, legitimately, everything he's done has been insane. Like, every step along the way. Crazy. I'm gonna just look up so this is on Watchamojo. Top 10 creepiest Jared Leto moments. Method acting as the vampire Morbius. When Jared Leto took on his role of Marvel Comics' living vampire in Sony's Spider-Man adjacent superhero flop Morbius, his strange behind-the-scenes behavior left everyone on set scratching their heads, mimicking the character's physical degeneration. Leto insisted on using crutches and moving painfully slow during filming, even between takes. According to outlets like Variety, the actor's reported 45-minute bathroom breaks became so time-consuming that a compromise had to be reached. Crew members began wheeling him to the toilet in a wheelchair. While method acting is nothing new for Leto, more examples of this later, his actions filming Morbius bordered on disruptive obsession. Thank you, Alex the Fiction, for upgrading your membership to the Inner Circle. He is like hot to middle schoolers. That is what it is. He looks like your dad's hot friend, you know what I mean? You're like, okay. And then he starts talking to you about stuff and you're like, ooh, dad's hot friend might be thinking I'm a little hot too. This just got weird. But purchased haunted Hollywood Hills compound. In 2015, their 30 Seconds to Mars frontman acquired a former military compound in Los Angeles, previously known as the Lookout Mountain Air Force Station, originally used during the Cold War for secret film development. The property is shrouded in eerie historical context and is said by some to be haunted. The complex contains a swimming pool, gym, control tower, and screening rooms. However, what really raised eyebrows was Leto's admission that there is a real working guillotine. Is it? I always am confused about this. Is it guillotine or guillotine? Guillotine? Just keep typing the word out in chat, and I'll never know. So that'll work. But which he says is for people who misbehave. While most hang art on their walls, Jared Leto decorates with instruments of execution. Called his serial killer character a charmer. In the 2021 John Lee Hancock thriller, The Little Things, Jared Leto plays Albert Sparma, a deranged suspect in a series of brutal murders. However, during promotional interviews for the film, Leto unsettlingly described Sparma as a bit of a charmer. This despite the terrifying nature of the loner character obsessed with death, but by further proclaiming that Sparma possessed a great sense of humor and was endearing. The actor rubbed many the wrong way. How could he be so comfortable praising a potential twisted killer? Regardless, The unnerving performance nabbed Leto Best Supporting Actor nomination at the Golden Globes and Screen Actors Guild Awards. I don't necessarily think this one's that weird, because to play like a serial killer, I think most serial killers are a bit charming, because if you're completely put off by somebody, that's when they have to like sneak into your window to kill you. Like, I feel like a lot of serial killers get to kill because they're kind of suave and able to, you know, deceive people a little bit. Yeah, he gives like an extremely creepy vibe. I feel like that's like the main thing that most people see. But lived as a blind man to prepare for role. In preparation for his role as a blind antagonist, Niander Wallace in the sci-fi epic Blade Runner 2049, opposite Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford, Jared Leto took things to the extreme in order to experience the world as a blind person would. Wearing costume-made opaque contact lenses, Leto effectively blinded himself, wearing the sight-removing aids on set full-time. Director Denis Villeneuve, I don't know how to say that, Villeneuve, stated that the actor would walk around like a real blind man, even requiring a guide to move about the studio. By once again engaging in the intense level of character preparation, Leto reportedly left many around him confused and more than a little annoyed. Yeah, I'd be very mad if someone was like, I can't see. I'd be like, use your fucking walking stick then, jackass. I'd be like, what are you doing here? Like you're acting like I get you're blind, but no blind person is just walking around going, huh? If it became annoying for people, like that means that he was being like an inconsiderate blind person. And obviously, we got to give it up to the blind. You know, we got to help them out when we can. Hold the door open. Maybe don't hold the door open. What if they're expecting the door to be closed? They put their hand out, they fall forward. Huh. Interesting stuff. Grabbed Elijah Wood by the neck. One of Jared Leto's more unsettling moments involves the Lord of the Rings actor Elijah Wood. Why would you do that to Elijah? The surreal encounter went down at the 2007 MTV Woody Awards, where Leto, apparently enraged over what he construed as Wood laughing at his band 30 Second to Mars, who doesn't, confronted and physically grabbed the actor by the neck. Wood, who describes himself as non-confrontational, told Jane magazine that the incident left him shell-shocked, noting that Leto acted as if he'd been personally attacked and deeply disrespected. The whole aggressive outburst struck Wood as both ridiculous and disturbingly intense. It also surprised many just how quickly Leto was able to turn hostile. Oh no. Is Bijou coming back? Does Bijou need to make her return? I unbanned her. Someone needs to go get her attention and tell her to come back to the channel. Be like, Bijou, please. We miss you. When Helen Keller was a fraud, and I'm starting to say Stevie Wonder is. Stevie Wonder, here's the thing, is I learned this from my cousin, because both of my cousins, I have two cousins with brothers. Honestly, my Theo and Thea probably should have stopped after one, because he has degenerative, they both have degenerative, I forget what it is. It's a degenerative eye condition where basically their sight, the best way he described it is it started as a small black spot in the middle of his vision, and it's slowly grown bigger and bigger. So like hold your hand out and just slowly pull it closer to your face, and that's how he sees. So his brother, because I'm closer with my cousin Joe. So my cousin, I don't know why I'm saying their names. I guess I don't care. My cousin Philip, he just does the thing where since he sees out of his peripherals, he'll talk to you like this. So he'll talk to you from the side because that's how he can like see you, interact with your facial expressions and stuff like that. My cousin Joe says that he finds it, that more people find it comfortable when he's just looking at them straight on, even if he doesn't know like the facial expressions they're making, because he just tries to decipher it based on like the way they're talking and stuff. So it's like it's definitely a crazy thing, but I also think that it's it's interesting because most blind people aren't fully blind. They do have some kind of spotting or like other type of vision. So that's why people say that about Stevie Wonder. It'd be interesting to ask him, are you 100% blind? Because if he said yes, then he's definitely a fraud. But I imagine he probably can see like shadows and figures and stuff. Stevie Wonder FaceTimes people and he told Carmelo Anthony he looked good during a game one time. And he asked to be sat at a certain table at this restaurant like he wouldn't even know. See, it's either Stevie Wonder's bullshitting or he's the best troll of all time. And he's just literally fucking with people. Because that would honestly be a great troll. Is like, you're blind, but you always tell people like, no, I want the window seat. Give me the window seat. Why are you being, like, you're really going to do that to a blind guy? But risky role prep. In yet another example of Jared Leto taking method acting to the extreme, he dangerously immersed himself in the role of heroin addict Harry Goldfarb for Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream. You see, in order to understand the desperation of addiction, Leto lost over 25 pounds. I've seen this photo. Let me look it up, actually. Have you guys not seen this? Requiem for a Dream. Like, you can see it in his face is really gaunt. But the thing I find funny is who was in The Mechanist? Or not The Mechanist, The Machinist? What am I talking about? The Machinist movie. Yeah, Christian Bale. Christian Bale in The Machinist is actually insane. If you've ever seen this. Christian Bale in The Machinist is actually like things out of a nightmare. But yeah, Requiem of a Dream definitely lost some weight. But he's not the first to do it, so this is kind of like whatever. According to Aronofsky and Leto himself, he even refused to make love or do anything pleasurable during filming. That part makes it weirder. Losing 25 pounds, that's something, okay. But being like, no fucking? No hookers and blow? What are you talking about? This, so he could stay hungry for everything while in character. And while this dedication led to one of his most acclaimed performances, it also revealed Leto's risky tendency to prioritize method over mental health. Ethan put on his story that he's live. Let's check it. Instagram. See how the tomatoes just fly past? Yup, they're saying they're live. Why does it lie? Why does it lie? This was 8 minutes ago. Why does it lie? Oh, there we go. Never mind. It doesn't lie. Well, thank you so much. I really do appreciate everybody that stopped in today. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to keep on keeping on. I will not be here tomorrow. I'm very sorry. Make sure you go watch Alex the Fiction, H3 last week, Papa Gut, Nicholas Diorio, all of the greats. I will be back next Friday to continue my H3 waiting rooms for the final H3 waiting room before they go on break, and we'll talk about all the great stuff we're going to do after that. So thank you so much. Go check it out. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is Captain Quasar signing off. Smash that like button. Haley's comment too. Sorry, Haley's comment too. I completely forgot. I'm forgetting about one of the greats. Fucking hell. What's wrong with me?